Tonight, President Trump will deliver the annual State of the Union address.
He is expected to talk about several key issues, including immigration, the economy, and tariffs. This as a new 10% global tariffs just went into effect at midnight. Here's NBC's Tracy Wilkins with more.
While few details have been confirmed for tonight's State of the Union address, the president's latest public comments and his posts on Truth Social may suggest what the nation can expect. There is one thing the president has made clear.
It's going to be a long speech because we have so much to talk about.
The latest polling showing nearly 60% of Americans disapprove of President Trump's overall performance, and more than half disapproving of key policies like the economy, international relations, and immigration enforcement, according to a Washington Post ABC poll. Changing minds is expected to be a key focus of tonight's speech as the president makes his own case.
We've transformed stagnation into growth, weakness into strength, and chaos into order, liberty, and justice. We have done that. Today our border is secure. Murders are at a 125-year low.
Some Democrats have.
Hey guys, welcome back to Resistance Chicks. I'm one of your hosts, Michelle. It's Tuesday night, which means it's Healing for the Fractured Soul. No. I don't know if there's going to be any healing that's going to go on tonight. Your soul might fracture. No, just kidding. We're not going to speak that out. Yes, there's going to be healing. There's always healing in the name of Jesus. Now, here's the thing. I'm so glad that you guys are here. You voted for this. You all voted for this. Let's just keep that in mind. Now, everybody that didn't vote for this, then you get to be, well, I wanted healing for the fractured soul and everybody else wanted this. Sorry. But everybody else, you asked for it. So here we are. The State of the Union address. Let me go over here and monitor. They hadn't gotten started yet when I, all right, he's coming in. Let's go ahead and do a screen share. I'm going to keep it muted while he's walking in and shaking hands with everybody. And who's the guy that's like taller than Trump? Oh, he must be on a little platform there with the seats. Okay, that makes sense. So everybody's doing a little hand shaky with Trumpy there. And I do have it muted on purpose, so that's why you're not hearing anything from there. How is audio coming from Michelle, just so that we know? Here's the deal. Trump said it's going to be a very long speech. I am terrified of that. I don't know how late I'll make it. The last time he did this, remember, this is his first state. It was tech in the name of Jesus. This is the last night this is going to happen. They're coming over. We're going to get a whole new system. It's amazing. It's a miracle. Hallelujah. It's a miracle. Hallelujah. But and we're going to hope that this is how. Oh. Internet issues here. Okay, hang on. I just replugged in the hard line. That should fix it. Or speak that it's going to fix it in the name of Jesus. All right, I'm going to unmute this and we're going to rock and roll. Wow. Still keep having issues. It gives me errors. It tells me that it's having issues. It's so strange. And turn it off again, turn it off and turn it back on again. A lot of the streams aren't going to come back and we'll just be reduced to the YouTubes and the Rumbles. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
An honor. It's Speaker Johnson.
Guys, let me
Vice
know how bad it is. If
President
it's bad
Vance,
enough, I will shut it down. For
First Lady
Instagram,
of
you will not
the
come
United
back.
States.
Well, you might come back. Gitter won't come back. Facebook won't come back. I think I'm going to have to restart it.
Our nation is less than 5 months from now, our country will celebrate an epic milestone in American history, the 250th anniversary of our glorious American independence. This July 4th, we will mark 2.5 centuries of liberty and triumph, progress and freedom in the most incredible and exceptional nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And you've seen nothing yet. We're going to do better and better and better. This is the golden age of America. Gasoline, which reached a peak of over $6 a gallon in some states under my predecessor, it was quite honestly a disaster, is now below $2.30 a gallon in most states, and in some places, $1.99 a gallon. And when I visited the great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw $1.85 a gallon for gasoline. Mortgage rates are the lowest in 4 years and falling fast, and the annual cost of a typical new mortgage is down almost $5,000 just since I took office. 1 year. And low interest rates will solve the Biden-created housing problem while at the same time protecting the values of those people who already own a house that really feel rich for the first time in their lives. We want to protect those values. We want to keep those values up. We're going to do both. And we are going to keep it that way. The stock market has set 53 all-time record highs since the election. Think of that, 1 year. Boosting pensions, 401ks, and retirement accounts for the millions and millions of Americans. They're all gaining. Everybody's up, way up. In 4 long years, the last administration got less than $1 trillion in new investment in the United States. And when I say less, substantially less. In 12 months, I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe. Think of it, much less than $1 trillion for 4 years versus much more than $18 trillion for 1 year. What a difference a president makes.
Okay, that made me laugh out loud.
A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, the hottest. As thousands of new businesses are forming in factories, plants, and laboratories are being built, we have added 70,000 new construction jobs in just a very short period of time. It's getting bigger and bigger and stronger. Nobody can believe what they're watching. American oil production is up by more than 600,000 barrels a day, and we just received from our new friend and partner, Venezuela, more than 80 million barrels of oil.
Boy.
American natural gas production is at an all-time high because I kept my promise to drill, baby, drill. More Americans are working today than at any time in the history of our country. Think about that. Any time in the history of our country, more working today. And 100% of all jobs created under my administration have been in the private sector.
Leah's upstairs yelling at Trump listening to our live feed. She will come down here at some point. But you might not want to.
We ended DEI in America. We cut a record number of job-killing regulations, and in 1 year we have lifted 2.4 million Americans, a record, off of food stamps.
Leah literally was just upstairs screaming, "You did not, you did not."
And for all of these reasons, I say tonight, members of Congress, the state of our union is strong.
Oh, sorry, guys. I just lost him. Let me come back. No. Trumpy.
Our country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no, 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 you're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in.
So did they, what if not everybody on the hockey team wanted to come? Oh, Jesus, help me. Leah says, did they bring all their teeth? Sherry says, I would like to win with lower utility bills. She says, I don't know where the economy is doing great. Springfield going downhill and cost of living are out of control.
Go ahead. They do.
Kim says the gaslighting is strong with this one. Leah says, Sherry, hockey's good for business. Chris says, it's working now, but my ears are burning from all the lying, omitting the key facts surrounding singled out statistics. So we are watching with Right Side Broadcasting Network. That's why they've got their little ad up.
That's the first time I've ever seen them get up. And actually, not all of them did get up. But they
I'm curious how much of the left will get up
Canadian
tonight.
team in overtime, as everybody saw, as did the American women who will soon be coming to the White House.
I feel like a lot of the left is standing. Is that okay? Should that be concerning? The hockey people are like, should we still be standing here or?
They were in the Oval Office before. And I just want to say a second very big congratulations to Team USA. But I have to say that, and I told them this, and we took a vote of the team. I said, anybody votes no, I'm not doing it. So they stood there, and they weren't about to say no, because I've never seen a goaltender play as well as goalie Connor Hellebuck.
Did you even watch him play, Trump? I mean, come on. Maybe he did. Maybe he did. Yeah, that's me. I'm really good. Are the gold medals still like gold? Because I thought that there was a time where they didn't make them solid gold anymore. Was that? Somebody look that up. Yeah, I won the whole thing by myself.
Think of it, 46 shots on gold, and I asked him, the one shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounced off. Do you practice that, or was that a little lucky? He refused to answer that question.
There's someone wearing a mask.
But I just want to tell you that the members of this great hockey squad will be very happy to hear, based on their vote and my vote, and in this case, my vote was more important,
they're plated with
that
gold.
I will soon be presenting Connor with our highest civilian honor, which we will be given and which has been given to many athletes over the years. But when I say many, not too many, like 12, it's called the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Why does just the one guy get it? It's a team effort. Now you're making me mad. I think more than 8 showed up because they had guys coming down on both sides, Kimberly. So at least 16 showed up, I think.
Great athletes have gotten that, very great, the best. And I thought he deserved it. And I did take a vote, every single one of them. I said, I'm not giving it if anybody goes no. And every single one of them rapidly put up their hand. So I want to thank you all. What a special job you did. What special champions you are. Thank you very much.
Okay, good job. I mean, I can't pick on giving the Olympic guys a nod. Like, there's nobody that can find anything wrong with that, right? Like, I can't pick on that, so I won't. Sherry says, don't they have to be in Italy for the closing ceremonies?
I'm also pleased to say that the next time the Olympic torch is lit, it will be here in America for the 2028 Olympics, and it's the summer version right in Los Angeles. We're going to do a good job in Los Angeles.
I feel like your country shouldn't have the Olympics like twice in your lifetime, unless you're really old. The 1996 Olympics weren't that far away to me.
And Los Angeles is going to be safe, just like Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities in the country. And this year, and I must say, I got them both.
Haven't we had it since
I got
1996?
them in the first term, and I was disappointed because I didn't think I'd be the president when this happened. But strange things took place, and now I've got them because I got the Olympics and I got the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and I wanted to claim the 250th, but I didn't get away with that one. I couldn't claim that one for myself. But we're getting the World Cup, so we have the World Cup and the Olympics coming. And
what do you mean you
is
couldn't get the
exciting
250th?
news.
What did he mean by that?
So this will be a year to celebrate our country and the heroes who have kept it free. Men like Buddy Taggart. At age 17, Buddy volunteered to defend America in World War II, serving in the Pacific under the great General Douglas MacArthur. He fought bravely in the famous Battle of Manila, worked so hard. He was badly wounded and almost killed by enemy machine guns in
Do you guys
Luzon.
want me to find a different
And 81 years
feed
ago
that
this
doesn't
month, he
have the
liberated
right side
the
broadcasting
largest
ads playing every
internment
once in a
camp
while?
in the Philippines, one of the
'Cause I
largest
can.
anywhere in the world.
just like to
But he
support
earned
them.
many honors, including a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, came home, started a family, and tonight he is in the gallery looking forward to July 4th, 2026, his 100th birthday.
Whoa. Wow. Go get him. This is why it's going to be a long speech.
So, buddy, you're a brave man, and we salute you. Even in times of challenge, setback, and immense heartache, the spirit of 1776 has always shone through very brightly. It was July 4th of last year when floodwaters tore through a girls' summer camp in Central Texas. One of the worst things I've ever seen. I was there, rising 26 feet in the matter of minutes, tragically claiming many, many lives. You all remember that one. As the waters threatened to sweep her away, 11-year-old Millie Kate McClelland closed her eyes and prayed to God. She thought she was going to die. Those prayers were answered when Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin descended from a helicopter above. Nobody knew where he came from. It was Scott's first ever rescue mission, a young guy, but very brave, very, very top, always top in his class. And he lifted not just Millie Kate, but 164 others to safety.
Wow. That's amazing. See, if it was a night of just like this, I think we'll be fine. But I don't know that it's going to stop it just honoring other people's heroism.
People watched Scott from a distance, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The winds were blowing, the rain was pouring, everything was going, and that rapid water, nobody's ever seen anything like it. They said, wow, that's something. Tonight, Scott and Millie Kate are here together, reunited for the very first time. Thank you, Scott, Millie Kate.
Chris says, I hope the rescuer got a medal. Yeah, me too. I'm sure he did get something. He gave a thumbs up. That was cute.
Officer Ruskin,
He's like,
I'm pleased to inform you that I am now awarding you the Legion of Merit for extraordinary heroism, which is what it was, extraordinary
wow.
heroism. Thank you.
That's good. That's awesome. Wow. That's so cool. Good for him.
And I'd like to have the military aide to please come down and take care of the service. Military aide.
The guy tried to shake his hand. He wasn't ready.
Take care of that very important
Uncomfortable.
service.
I hate that. I hope he noticed.
Thank you very much. From 1776 to today, every generation of Americans has stepped forward to defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Okay.
And they're really doing it for the next generation. But now it's our turn. Together, we're building a nation where every child has the chance to reach higher and go further, where government answers to the people, not the powerful, and where the interests of hardworking American citizens are always our first and ultimate concern. That is the debt we owe to the heroes who came before us, and that is the promise we must keep to America for our 250th year. Last year, I urged this Congress to begin the mission by passing the largest tax cuts in American history, and our Republican majorities delivered so beautifully. Thank you, Republicans. All Democrats, every single one of them, voted against these really important and very necessary massive tax cuts. They wanted large-scale tax increases to hurt the people instead. But we held strong, and with the great, big, beautiful bill, we gave you no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. And we also made interest on auto loans tax deductible the first time, but only if the car is made in America.
Jerry Kula says his voice sounds like he is exhausted. He probably is.
Recently in Pennsylvania, I met Megan Hemhauser, a devoted mom who's homeschools her children. Beautiful, 2 children, during the day while waiting tables at night as her husband works overtime operating very heavy equipment. Megan is here this evening, and she's happy to tell you that she is so much richer because with no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and our expanded child tax credit done again by Republicans, Megan and her husband will take home more than $5,000 extra just for the year, cutting her tax bill in more than half. Megan, please stand up. We're fighting for you, Megan.
She's like, I'm standing. Here I am. Hi, how are you? That's me. Thank you.
Thank you, Megan. We're fighting for you, Megan. Under our bill, parents like Megan can also activate their children's brand new
no tax
Trump
on the
accounts.
halftime of time and a half.
And I didn't name it. I did not name that. Nobody believes me, but I did not name it. It was named by a very tall man sitting right there in the third row. Nice man, a good man. Tax-free investment accounts for every American child. This is something that's so special and has taken off and gone through the roof. Millions will be pre-funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell, who have donated $6.25 billion to fund the Trump accounts for 25 million American children.
These accounts seem fishy to me. What do you guys think?
They're great people.
It's all these people, like big name people, companies, donating to Trump's accounts. Like I said, these accounts are like savings accounts. So essentially, it's money the government gets to use until it's.
Well, I just sat on my dorm in school, and I made computers.
It's a way to get money to the government.
And I just kept selling and selling and selling. And pretty amazing story. That's called the American dream. He sold a lot of computers, a lot of those laptops. So I congratulate him on that. But I really thank him and Susan, as well as others like Brad Gerstner, a very tremendous guy. He was behind it right from the beginning. Brad Gerstner. Thank you, Brad.
I'm telling you that the kid accounts, I don't know.
So with modest additional contributions, these young people's accounts could grow to over $100,000 or more by the time they turn 18. Think of it. How much money is that for somebody that started with nothing?
Really, though?
Over 100,000. Could be much more than that. To make
what?
this investment in our children's future, go to TrumpAccounts.gov. TrumpAccounts.gov. And a lot of people are doing it. It's setting every record in the book. It's popular. They knew what it was going to take.
That is
I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of the people that got it started. And now it's just taken off. One of the primary reasons for our country's stunning economic turnaround, the biggest in history, where the Dow Jones broke 50,000 4 years ahead of schedule, and the S&P hit 7,000, where it wasn't supposed to do it for many years, were tariffs. I used these tariffs, took in hundreds of billions of dollars to make great deals for our country, both economically and on a national security basis. Everything was working well. Countries that were ripping us off for decades are now paying us hundreds of billions of dollars. They were ripping us so badly, you all know that. Everybody knows it. Even the Democrats know it. They just don't want to say it. And yet these countries are now happy, and so are we. We made deals. The deals are all done. And they're happy. They're not making money like they used to, but we're making a lot of money.
They've just
There was
passed
no
the
inflation,
cost on to
tremendous
us,
growth.
Trump.
And the big story was how Donald Trump called the economy
We're
correctly.
paying it.
And 22 Nobel Prize winners in economics didn't. They got it totally wrong. They got it really wrong. And then just 4 days ago, an unfortunate ruling from the United States Supreme Court. It just came down. It came down. Very unfortunate ruling.
Is my mic blowing out? It sounded like I was just listening to Leah's. I can turn
But the
you down.
good news is that almost all countries and corporations want to keep the deal that they already made, right, Scott? Knowing that the legal power that I, as president, have to make a new deal could be far worse for them, and therefore they will continue to work along the same successful path that we had negotiated before the Supreme Court's unfortunate involvement. So despite the disappointing ruling, these powerful country-saving, it's saving our country, the kind of money we're taking in, peace-protecting. Many of the wars I settled was because of the threat of tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to settle them without. Will remain in place under fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes. And they have been tested for a long time. They're a little more complex, but they're actually probably better, leading to a solution that will be even stronger than before. Congressional action will not be necessary. It's already time-tested and approved. And as time goes by, I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern-day system of income tax, taking a great financial burden off the people that I love.
But we're paying it, Trump. You're charging them tariffs, and then they just raise the price of what they charge us to buy the good. I'm 100% behind tariffs. This is not working.
Moving forward, factories, jobs, investment, and trillions of dollars will continue pouring into the United States of America because we finally have a president who puts America first. I put America first. I love America. For decades before I came along, we had the exact opposite. From trade to health care, from energy to immigration, everything was stolen and rigged in order to drain the wealth out of the productive, hardworking people who make our country great, who make our country run. Under Biden and his corrupt partners in Congress and beyond, it reached a breaking point with the Green New Scam, open borders for everyone. They poured in by the millions and millions from prisons, from mental institutions. They were murderers, 11,888 murders. They came into our country. You allowed that to happen. And record-setting inflation that cost the typical family $34,000 in just a speck of time. Now the same people in this chamber who voted for those disasters suddenly use the word affordability, a word. They just used it. Somebody gave it to them, knowing full well that they caused and created the increased prices that all of our citizens had to endure. You caused that problem. You caused that problem.
Leah says if inflation is the silent tax, then tariffs are the stealth bomber of taxes.
They knew their
right.
statements were a lie. They knew it. They knew their statements were a dirty, rotten lie. Their policies created the high prices Our policies are rapidly ending them. We are doing really well. Those prices are plummeting downward. The price of eggs is down 60%. Madam Secretary, thank you.
Leah's yelling
Cost of
upstairs.
chicken, butter, fruit,
No, they're not.
hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than when I took office by a lot. And even beef, which was very high, is starting to come down significantly. Just hold on a little while. We get it down. And soon you will see numbers that few people would think were possible to achieve just a short time ago. Nobody can believe when they see the kind of numbers.
I told you you'd be glad she wasn't down here.
What is your definition of down, Trump?
Like
Because
that, they
it
cannot
seems like
believe
it's
it.
not the same.
It's like another big tax
Would you like to
cut.
join the show?
I'm also confronting one of the biggest ripoffs of our times, the crushing cost of health care caused by you. Since the passage of the Unaffordable
She's
Care
at the
Act,
top of the stairs.
sometimes referred to as Obamacare, big insurance companies have gotten rich. It was meant for the insurance companies, not for the people. With our government giving them hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars a year as their stock prices soared 1,000, 1,200, 1,400, and even 1,700%, like nothing else. That's why I introduced the great health care plan. I want to stop all payments to big insurance companies and instead give that money directly to the people so they can buy their own health care, which will be better health care at a much lower cost.
Kimberly says, I don't know what Leah said, but I concur. Deb says, eggs may have gone down, but chicken feed keeps going up.
In addition, my plan requires maximum price transparency. That's a big deal. Sounds so simple, so big. And I did that in my first term, and the Democrats immediately terminated it with full knowledge that they were doing a very bad thing for the people. Costs were going to go way up, and that's what happened, and now I'm bringing them way down on health care and everything else. I'm also ending the wildly inflated cost of prescription drugs like has never happened before. Other presidents tried to do it, but they never could. They tried. Most didn't try, actually. But they tried. They said they tried. They couldn't do it. They didn't even come close. They were all talk and no action. But I got it done. Under my just enacted most favored nation agreements, Americans who have for decades paid by far the highest prices of any nation anywhere in the world for prescription drugs will now pay the lowest price anywhere in the world for drugs. Anywhere. The lowest price.
Sherry says, focus on being healthy and healthcare won't be such an issue. All the pharma drugs cause side effects. And she's a dentist.
So in my first year of the second term, should be my third term, but
No.
strange things happen. I took prescription drugs, a very big part of healthcare, from the highest price in the entire world to the lowest. That's a big achievement. The result is price differences of 300, 400, 500, 600% and more, all available right now at a new website called TrumpRx.gov. And I didn't name that one either, by the way.
Should we look at that?
And here tonight is the very first customer ever to get that big discount, and it is big, Catherine Rayner. For 5 years, she and her husband have struggled with infertility, and they
here
turned
it
to
comes.
IVF.
Trump
One
RX does
drug
not
has been costing
take you
Catherine
anywhere.
$4,000
else
to
find it?
purchase. But a few weeks ago, she logged onto the Trump RX website and got that same drug that cost $4,000, got it for under $500.
I don't see it.
A reduction of much more, actually, than $3,500. Catherine, we are all praying for you, and you're going to be a great mom.
Oh, there's a way to get to your heartstrings, right?
So now I'm calling on Congress to codify my most favored nation program into law. Now, the one thing, I'm not sure it matters because it's going to be very hard for somebody that comes along after me to say, let's raise drug prices by 700 or 800%. But John and Mike, if you don't mind, codify it anyway. They may do it. Codify it anyway. Thank you. Many Americans are also concerned that energy demand from AI data centers could unfairly drive up their electric utility bills.
Yeah.
Tonight, I'm pleased to announce that I have negotiated the new Ratepayer Protection Pledge. You know what that is? We're telling the major tech companies that they have the obligation to provide for their own power needs. They can build their own power plants as part of their factory so that no one's prices will go up. And in many cases, prices of electricity will go down for the community and very substantially down. This is a unique strategy never used in this country before. We have an old grid. It could never handle the kind of numbers, the amount of electricity that's needed. So I'm telling them they can build their own plant. They're going to produce their own electricity. It will ensure the company's ability to get electricity while at the same time lowering prices of electricity for you, and could be very substantial for all of you cities and towns. You're going to see some good things happen over the next number of years. Another pillar of the American dream that has been under attack is home ownership. With us tonight is Rachel Wiggins, a mom of two from Houston. She placed bids on 20 homes and lost all of those bids to gigantic investment firms that bypassed inspection, paid all cash, and turned those houses into rentals, stealing away her American dream. She was devastated. Stories like this are why last month I signed executive order to ban large Wall Street investment firms from buying up in the thousands single-family homes.
Okay. You get behind that.
And now I'm asking Congress to make that ban permanent because homes for people, really, that's
Lee
what we
says they'll
want.
find a way
Homes
around
for
it.
people, not for corporations. Corporations are doing just fine. Rachel, thank you very much. Good luck with your home. You'll get one soon.
Kind of want, like, is this where Oprah pulls out a house for her?
We're also working to make it easier for Americans to save for retirement. And under this administration, we will always protect Social Security and Medicare. They are not protecting it for our seniors. We will always protect Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Since I took office, the typical 401k balance is up by at least $30,000. That's a lot of money. We have millions and millions of people, because the stock market has done so well, setting all those records, your 401ks are way up. Yet half of all of working Americans still do not have access to a retirement plan with matching contributions from an employer. To remedy this gross disparity, I'm announcing that next year my administration will give these often forgotten American workers, great people, the people that built our country, access to the same type of retirement plan offered to every federal worker. We will match your contribution with up to $1,000 each year. As we ensure that all Americans can profit from a rising stock market, let's also ensure that members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information.
You know, that sounds good in theory, but I'm with Leah on that one. I don't think they'll find a way around.
They stood up for that. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Did Nancy Pelosi stand up if she's here? Doubt it. Pass the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay. I wasn't sure if anybody, even on this side, was going to applaud for that. I'm very impressed. Thank you. I'm very impressed. But when it comes to the corruption that is plundering, it's plundering America. There's been no more stunning example than Minnesota, where members of the Somali community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayer. Oh, we have all the information. And in actuality, the number is much higher than that. And California, Massachusetts, Maine, and many other states are even worse. This is the kind of corruption that shreds the fabric of a nation, and we are working on it like you wouldn't believe. So tonight, although started 4 months ago, I am officially announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President, J.D. Vance.
He better do something. It sounds good. In theory. Sherry says, is he going to buy that home? Home prices are ridiculous. In Michigan, a home $200,000 10 years ago is now over $500,000.
Fraud. We will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA. And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games. Delilah. Delilah Coleman was only 5 years old in June 2024 when a 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into her stopped car traveling at 60 miles an hour or more. The driver was an illegal alien let in by Joe Biden and given a commercial driver's license by open borders politicians in California. Doctors said Delilah would never be able to walk or talk, have a good life. She wouldn't even be able to eat again. But against all odds, she is now in the first grade learning to walk. And she's here this evening with her dad, Marcus, a fantastic man. Delilah, please, you are a great inspiration. Please stand up.
Well, can she stand up, though? That'll get your heart, for sure. Oh my gosh, that's so sweet. The whole left should stand up for that.
Many, if not most, illegal aliens do not speak English and cannot read even the most basic road signs as to direction, speed, danger, or location. That's why tonight I'm calling on Congress to pass what we will call the Delilah Law, barring any state from granting commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens.
Wow. Here's the deal, though. Like, that should already be illegal in every state anyway.
And yesterday, as you probably saw at the White House, I hosted a ceremony with Americans who lost their treasured loved ones to the scourge of illegal immigration. People came into our country, how we allowed this to happen with our open borders. These are the angel moms and families that for decades our government betrayed and our media totally ignored. It was terrible. Hard to believe, actually. In 2023, a 16-year-old high school cheerleader named Elizabeth Medina was supposed to perform in her town's Christmas parade, but she never arrived. Her mother, Jacqueline, went home to look for her and she found her lying dead in a bathtub, bleeding profusely after being stabbed 25 times. Lizbeth's killer was a previously arrested illegal alien who had broken in and brutally extinguished the brightest light in her family's life, violently and viciously. Her heartbroken mother is in the gallery to remind everyone in this chamber exactly why we are deporting illegal alien criminals to our country at record numbers, and we're getting them the hell out of here fast. We don't want them. Thank you very much, Jacqueline. Thank you. We can never forget that many in this room not only allowed the border invasion to happen before I got involved, but indeed they would do it all over again if they ever had the chance. If they ever got elected, they would open up those borders to some of the worst criminals anywhere in the world. The only thing standing between Americans and a wide open border right now is President Donald J. Trump and our great Republican patriots in Congress. Thank you. Thank you. As we speak, Democrats in this chamber have cut off all funding for the Department of Homeland Security. It's all cut off. It's all cut off. They have instituted another Democrat shutdown, the first one costing us 2 points on GDP. 2 points we lost on GDP, which probably made them quite happy, actually. Now they have closed the agency responsible for protecting Americans from terrorists and murderers. Tonight I'm demanding the full and immediate restoration of all funding for the border security, homeland security of the United States, and also for helping people clean up their snow. We have no money because of the Democrats, and it would be nice. We'd love to give you a hand at cleaning it up, but you gave no money. Nobody's getting paid. It's a shame. So you have to think about it. We have, in case you didn't know, a pretty large snowstorm out there. One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
So the justices just don't ever take a political stance. They're not allowed to stand. Is that right? And the military dudes, because they're not standing. So I'm assuming that's like a deliberate thing. They're very stoic looking in their faces, the justices. Oh my gosh. Supreme Court, by the way. Sherry says, this is one issue that I am in total agreement. The open border policy is detrimental to our security and peace. I can't believe, look at all those lefties. Like, if you vote for that, can you, like, how can anybody vote for a person that does not believe that we should put Americans first? Like, the protection of Americans. That's wild to me. It's demonic.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
So some leftist is shouting in the background. She's going to have to be removed. It sounds like a female.
And perhaps most importantly, I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act.
Sherry says, anyone not standing for that is our enemy. Are you kidding me? Kimberly says, protecting Americans is not
illegal
political.
Aliens and others who are unpermitted persons from voting in our sacred American elections. The cheating is rampant in our elections. It's rampant. It's very simple. All voters must show voter ID.
That's not what you meant. You meant an ID, like a, because you can have your little voter ID card.
All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote.
There we go. Does he have an earpiece? Because it sounds like they corrected him on that.
And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel.
That's
None.
good. Problem is you can't tell the states.
And this should be an easy one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats. 89%. And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy, actually.
Trump.
Speak to him a lot.
Stop it.
Bad policy, but
This
nice
is the problem.
guy. Just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Wants them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a Social Security card. Yet they don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good. No good. Both Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens.
Kimberly says, this reminds me of Catholic Church with all the sitting and standing. Me too.
And the reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason. They make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things you almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat. They have cheated. And their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, John. And here is one more opportunity to show common sense in government. In the gallery tonight are Sage Blair and her mother, Michelle. In 2021, Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents. Hard to believe, isn't it? Before long, a confused Sage ran away from home after she was found in a horrific situation in Maryland. a left-wing judge refused to return Sage to her parents because they did not immediately state that their daughter was their son. Oh. Sage was thrown into an all-boys state home and suffered terribly for a long time.
Oh, my gosh.
But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a proud and wonderful young woman with a full-ride scholarship to Liberty University.
Wow.
Sage and Michelle, please stand up. And thank you for your great bravery. And who can believe that we're even speaking about things like this? 15 years ago, if somebody was up here and said that, they'd say, what's wrong with him? But now we have to say it because it's going on all over numerous states without even telling the parents. But surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Who would believe that we've been talking about?
Come on, preach.
We must ban it, and we must ban it immediately.
Thank you. That's good. They're all standing, though. Are they going to pass legislation? It's good for him to say it, but, like, we have to see it in action.
These people are crazy, I'm telling you. They're crazy.
That was good.
Amazing. Incredible. Boy, oh boy. We're lucky we have a country. With people like this, Democrats are destroying our country, but we've stopped it just in the nick of time, didn't we? Huh? No one cares more about protecting America's youth than our wonderful First Lady, now a movie star. She's a movie star. Can you believe it? Who would have believed that?
Oh, my gosh.
Over the past year, she has had an incredible impact championing AI legislation, advancing a landmark executive order on foster care, and helping secure $30 million to launch the Melania Trump Foster Youth to Independence Initiative. It's a tremendous, really a tremendous thing that happened and had a lot of bipartisan support. She gets much better bipartisan support than I do. I get none. She gets a lot.
You get a
Someday
lot more
you're going to
than
have to tell me how you did that. And students and educators in every state have joined the First Lady's efforts in the presidential AI challenge, keeping America's next generation positioned to succeed and strongly succeed in the future. Tonight, we welcome two young people whose lives reflect the First Lady's impact, Sierra Burns and Everest Nevermont. Thank you both, and Melania, thank you. I know how hard you worked on it. Thank you very much.
Look how tall Barron is.
I'm very proud to say that during my time in office, both the first 4 years and in particular this last year, there has been a tremendous renewal in religion, faith, Christianity, and belief in God. Tremendous renewal. This is especially true among young people, and a big part of that had to do with
Charlie Kirk,
my great friend, Charlie Kirk.
Yep,
Great guy, great man.
Erica is his special guest for the night, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle her fake tears. I asked Lee, I was like, does she have her little...
So last year, Charlie was violently murdered by an assassin and martyred, really martyred for his beliefs. His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand.
Here it comes.
Thank you, Erica. Been through a lot. In Charlie's memory, we must all come together to reaffirm that America is one nation under God, and we must totally reject political violence of any kind.
Like, he had to mention Charlie, and I'm glad that he mentioned Charlie.
And we love bringing it back, and it's coming back at levels that nobody actually thought possible. It's really a beautiful thing to see. Above all, unleashing America's promise requires keeping our communities safe. We have made incredible strides, yet dangerous repeat offenders continue to be released by pro-crime Democrat politicians again and again. We are honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zaretska. In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman, Irina, fled war-torn Ukraine to live with relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina. And by the way, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget. There were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal set free to kill in America. Came in through open borders. Mrs. Zaretska, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina.
Wow. Oh, he handed her a tissue.
How do you not stand? How do you not stand?
Come on.
I'm asking this Congress to pass tough legislation to ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there.
And Kimberly says, those were real tears, that mom. Yeah.
Starting last summer, I deployed our National Guard and federal law enforcement to restore law and order to our most dangerous cities, including Memphis, Tennessee, big success, New Orleans, Louisiana, big success, and our nation's capital itself, Washington, D.C., where we have almost no crime anymore in Washington, D.C. How did that happen? In fact, crime in Washington is now at the lowest level ever recorded, and murders in D.C. this January were down close to 100% from a year ago. They don't like to hear that. One of sick people, one of the brave service members who helped achieve this stunning turnaround was 20-year-old West Virginia Army National Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom. After a 4-month deployment, she voluntarily extended her service, and her rank was going to be lifted. She was doing so well. They were so proud of her. But the very next day, she was on patrol near the White House when she was ambushed and shot in the head by a terrorist monster from Afghanistan. Shouldn't have been in our country. And all because she wore the uniform of our nation. She was shot. He traveled here because he didn't like people wearing our uniform. He was sick and deranged, shouldn't have been in our country. Sarah Beckstrom died in order to defend our capital, and we are honored to be joined by her wonderful parents, Gary and Evalie. Your daughter was a true American patriot, and she will be greatly missed. She was a great person. I saw reports on her. They've never seen anything like it.
That's real sadness. Yeah, that's heartbreaking. Unbelievable.
So sorry.
God
Thank
bless
you
them.
very much. She's a great young lady. I saw reports that were like, perfect. She was perfect. Serving alongside Sarah that day was Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf. The terrorist shot Andrew in the head, and no one thought he could possibly make it. The two of them, Sarah and Andrew, both shot violently in the head. Neither was expected to make it. They weren't even given a chance, except his wonderful mother, named Melody, who I spoke to the same night, and she was so positive. The doctors thought that Andrew was gone, but his mother said, no, no, Mr. President, Andrew will be fine. He's going to make it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he was given almost no chance.
Wow.
She said, I have no doubt, sir, he's going to be okay. This was a conversation that I had with her that night, with her son laying helplessly in bed, blood all over. Everybody is praying, she said, sir, he will be okay. The doctors didn't understand what she was saying, and after looking at the results of the damage done, neither did I. She was so strong and conclusive that even Andrew's great father felt she didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. But she turned out to be right. Right, Melody? She turned out to be right.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Look at that's a praying mama for you. Come on. That's good stuff. Praise God.
Amazing, actually. I said, where does this woman come from? She's the most positive person I've ever met.
It's called Jesus Trump.
With God's help, Andrew has
Jesus.
battled back from the edge of death, and we're talking about the edge of death, on his way to a miraculous recovery. He's got a little work to do, but he's doing great. Nice to see you. He's a good-looking guy. Nice to see you. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you very much.
That's a cute little smile on his face. And we're going to stand again. It's worth it. No, let him stand again. That's so good.
So, Andrew, while you're up, now I'm going to ask a highly respected General James Seward to present Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and the great family of Sarah Beckstrom with the award created by our late, great President George Washington himself. It's called the Purple Heart.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. He hugged him. That's cool. I love it. I do like it. And then there's one for his brother. That's amazing. Oh, no, that just must be the box.
We love you all. Love you. We're proudly restoring safety for Americans at home, and we are also restoring security for Americans abroad. Our country has never been stronger. In my first 10 months, I ended 8 wars, including Cambodia. Isn't it funny? Sick people. Cambodia and Thailand, Pakistan and India. Would have been a nuclear war. 35 million people said the Prime Minister of Pakistan would have died if it were not for my involvement. Kosovo and Serbia, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia and Azerbaijan, the Congo and Rwanda, and of course the war in Gaza, which proceeds at a very low level. It's just about there. And I want to thank Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner for your help. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Jared.
If Jared had a hand in anything, it's corruption.
And I also want to thank the man they report to, Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Thank you, Marco.
Yeah, stand, Marco.
People like you. You know, Marco got 100% of the votes when he was in confirmation. I think our next one was about 54%. And some of the Democrats are now saying, I can't believe we approved that guy. And he said it's an honor that they feel that way. Right, Marco? You have done a great job, great Secretary of State. I think he'll go down as the best ever. Under the ceasefire I negotiated, every single hostage, both living and dead, has been returned home. Can you believe that?
Okay, so the left at least
Nobody thought it was
stands
possible.
for the hostages.
Nobody thought that was possible. Both living and dead, and those parents who had a dead son, their boy, they'd always tell me their boy, they wanted him as much as though he were living. It was an amazing period of time. And they came back, and when we got all of the living hostages back, and many, many before them, but I always said those last 20 are going to be very tough, but we got many, many more, hundreds. But I said those last 20 are going to be tough. We got them back, but we only got back 14 or 15 of the dead, of the 28. And believe it or not, Hamas worked along with Israel, and they dug and they dug and they dug. It's a tough thing to do, going through bodies all over, passing up 100 bodies sometimes for each one that they found. Tough job. And they finally got it back to 27. And then Steve and Jared, they got it back to 28. They found all 28. Nobody thought that was possible, but we did it. And I remember the family of the 28th. They were so grieved, but they were so happy as it's possible to be. They had their boy back. The mother said, "Sir, we have our boy back." What a period of time that was, but we got them all back. So thank you both very much. Great job. And we're working very hard to end the 9th war, the killing and slaughter between Russia and Ukraine, where 25,000 soldiers are dying each and every month. Think of that, 25,000 soldiers are dying a month. A war which would have never happened if I were president, would have never happened. As president, I will make peace wherever I can, but I will never hesitate to confront threats to America wherever we must. That's why in a breakthrough operation last June, the United States military, obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons program with an attack on Iranian soil known as Operation Midnight Hammer. Good. For decades, it had been the policy of the United States never to allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. Many decades. Since they seized control of that proud nation 47 years ago, the regime and its murderous proxies have spread nothing but terrorism and death and hate. They've killed and maimed thousands of American service members and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people with what's called roadside bombs. They were the kings of the roadside bomb. And we took out Soleimani. I did that during my first term. Had a huge impact. He was the father of the roadside bomb.
So what do you guys think? Is this preparing us for war with Iran?
And just over the last couple of months with the protests, they've killed at least, it looks like, 32,000 protesters. 32,000 protesters in their own country. They shot them and hung them. We stopped them from hanging a lot of them with the threat of serious violence. But this is some terrible people. They've already developed missiles that can threaten Europe and our bases overseas, and they're working to build missiles that will soon reach the United States of America. After Midnight Hammer, they were warned to make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, and in particular, nuclear weapons. Yet they continue starting it all over. We wiped it out, and they want to start all over again, and are at this moment again pursuing their sinister ambitions. We are in negotiations with them. They want to make a deal, but we haven't heard those secret words. We will never have a nuclear weapon. My preference
Pocahontas standing, clapping.
My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen. And no nation should ever doubt America's resolve. We have the most powerful military on earth. I rebuilt the military in my first term. We're going to continue to do so. Also, we just approved a $1 trillion budget. We have no choice. We have to be strong, because hopefully we will seldom have to use this great power that we built together. It's really called peace through strength, and it's been very, very effective. So thanks to Republicans in Congress, we're investing that record number of dollars, have no choice, in the United States Armed Forces. Also creating a lot of jobs, but we're not even doing it for that reason. Because as I said, we have more jobs, more people working today than ever before in the history of our country. And NATO countries are friends and allies. They are. They're our friends and they're our allies. Have just agreed, at my very strong request, to pay 5% of GDP for military defense rather than the 2%, which they weren't paying. We were paying for almost all of NATO. Now they're paying 5 as opposed to not paying 2.
Kimberly says, haven't we been weeks away from a nuke for the last 30 years? Iran, not we, them. I misspoke.
And getting that 5% was something which everyone said would never be done, could not happen. We got it really easily with one meeting. And big difference between 2% that's not paid. We were paying the freight of many of them. Very few were paid up. Now 5%, then they're paid. And everything we send over to Ukraine is sent through NATO, and they pay us in full. They pay us totally in full. Every branch of our armed forces is setting records for recruitment. This is so exciting. And every service member recently. And every service member recently received a warrior dividend of $1,776.
That's not a lot of money.
You know, they put it on my desk. We got the money from tariffs and other things, a lot of money we have. We have much more money than people understand. Have to rebuild that program a little bit, but it won't take long. But we got the money, and it was $1,775, and they wanted my approval. And I said, what's the number? $1,775. I said, wait a minute. For one more dollar, we can have $1,776. It's going to I said, we're going to figure that. I never asked anybody if we could afford it. One more dollar. I said, $1,776. And I said, that's good. And I'll tell you what, our military, that was 4 months ago, our military, I never see a person in the military that doesn't thank me for it, so we're honored to do it. They deserve it. And we call it 1776. It was great. And we love our military. We love our law enforcement. We love our firemen. You know, the firemen don't get mentioned enough. We love our firemen. We're also...
Okay, so everybody in the chamber can stand for firemen. They're a not political entity. If somebody doesn't stand for that, they're
We're
not
also
even
restoring American security and dominance in the Western Hemisphere, acting to secure our national interests and defend our country from violence, drugs, terrorism, and foreign interference. For years, large swaths of territory in our region, including large parts of Mexico, really large parts of Mexico, have been controlled by murderous drug cartels. That's why I designated these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and I declared illicit fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. And with our new military campaign, we have stopped record amounts of drugs coming into our country and virtually stopped it completely coming in by water or sea. You probably noticed that. We very seriously damaged their fishing industry also. Nobody wants to go fishing anymore. We've also taken down one of the most sinister cartel kingpins of all. You saw that yesterday. In January, elite American warriors carried out one of the most complex, spectacular feats of military competence and power in world history. No one's seen anything like it. Foreign leaders, I won't tell you who, called me, and they said, very impressive, very good. They couldn't believe, they all watched. They saw what happened. This is a different fighting force that we had years ago when we fought to tie. You know, it's a great fighting force. I'm so proud of it. Look at Space Force. Space Force is my baby. Because we did that. My baby is becoming so important.
What do you mean it's becoming so important? Are you going to mention aliens? He's going to mention the aliens. Oh, no. Don't do it. Don't do it. Do it. Leave the aliens alone. Leave it.
And America's armed forces overwhelmed all defenses and utterly defeated an enemy, good fighters, to end the reign of outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro and bring him to face American justice. And this was an absolutely colossal victory for the security of the United States, and it also opens up a bright new beginning for the people of Venezuela. We're working closely with the new president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, to unleash extraordinary economic gains for both of our countries and to bring new hope to those who have suffered so terribly. They really did suffer. With us tonight is Alejandro Gonzalez. She grew up in a tight-knit Venezuelan family and was especially close to her beloved uncle Enrique. But after Enrique ran for office and opposed Maduro, he was kidnapped by Maduro's security forces and thrown into the regime's really infamous prison in Caracas. Alejandro feared she would never see her uncle again. She feared for her own life also. But since the raid, we have worked with the new leadership, and they have ordered the closure of that vile prison and released hundreds of political prisoners already, with more to come. Alejandro, I'm pleased to inform you that not only has your uncle been released, but he is here tonight. We brought him over to celebrate his freedom with you in person. Enrique, please come down.
Oh, my. Uh-huh. Well, that'll get you.
Thank you, Enrique. Have a good time.
Have a good
Nice to have you back, Enrique.
Have a good time.
There were many heroes on that January raid to capture Maduro, really great heroes. It was very dangerous. They knew we were coming. They were all set. But the deeds of one warrior that night will live forever in the eternal chronicles of military valor. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, planned the mission and was the flight lead in the cockpit of the first helicopter, a big, beautiful, powerful helicopter. It was a massive Chinook carrying, as you can imagine, many, many American warfighters. Wearing the dog tags his wife Amy had blessed with holy water before he left. She knew it was going to be a rough one. Eric steered the Chinook under the cover of night and descended swiftly upon Maduro's heavily protected military fortress. This was a major military installation, protected by thousands of soldiers and guarded by Russian and Chinese military technology. How did that work out? Not too good. While preparing to land, enemy machine guns fired from every angle, and Eric was hit very badly in the leg and hip, one bullet after another. He absorbed 4 agonizing shots, shredding his leg into numerous pieces. And yet, despite the fact that the use of his legs was vital to successful helicopter flight, legs are the most important part of flying a helicopter, to deliver the many commandos who would capture and detain Maduro was the only thing Eric was thinking about. Then, even as he was gushing blood, which was flowing back down the aisle, helicopter lands at a steep angle. The machine guns stood right in front of him. They were right in front of him, 2 machine gunners who escaped the wrath of the previous planes. Eric maneuvered his helicopter with all of those lives and souls to face the enemy and let his gunners eliminate the threat. Turned the helicopter around so the gunners could take care of business, saving the lives of his fellow warriors from what could have been a catastrophic crash deep in enemy territory. Only after safely landing the helicopter with all the warriors aboard in the exact right spot, which was vital to the mission. We probably would have had to maybe cancel the mission if that didn't happen. Eric told his co-pilot, also wounded, but not as gravely, to take over. I'm about ready to pass out. The success of the entire mission and the lives of his fellow warriors hinge on Eric's ability to take the searing pain. It was unbelievable what's happened to his legs. Of the bullets, and keep on flying and landing, and people knew what was happening. Everybody in the back of the helicopter knew because they saw the blood pouring down the aisle. Chief Warrant Officer Slover is still recovering from his serious wounds, but I'm thrilled to say that he is here tonight with his wife, Amy, Eric, and Amy. Come on in.
It's interesting how some people are already sitting in there and then other people are brought in because I guess there's not like enough room.
So we have a surprise for Eric and Amy. In recognition of Eric's actions above and beyond the call of duty, I would now like to ask General Jonathan Braga to present Chief Warrant Officer Slover with our nation's highest military award, the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Oh, wow. Oh, my. Wow. That's a very proud wife.
Well, thank you very much, Eric and Amy. Great to get to know you. I met with them and with a lot of their fellow warriors at Fort Bragg recently. You notice the name Fort Bragg, we have it back, we brought it back. We won the First World War with it, the Second World War with it, and then they decided to change the name. So we changed it back. Everybody wanted to change back too. And 10 of Eric's fellow warriors from that incredible night of victory will also be receiving medals at a private ceremony that will soon be held at the White House, and Eric will be there. Thank you.
Mocha Rubio, put your phone away.
Thank you, Eric. That's a big one. Tonight we've celebrated many truly extraordinary American patriots, but there is one last living legend to honor before we go. He is one more heroic American aviator, Navy fighter pilot. Royce Williams served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, flying more than 220 missions. In the skies over Korea in 1952, Royce was in the dogfight of a lifetime, legendary dogfight. Flying through blizzard conditions, his squadron was ambushed by 7 Soviet fighter planes. It was his first aerial combat of the war, and despite being massively outnumbered and outgunned, Royce led the takedown of 4 enemy jets and almost destroyed the others, vanquishing his adversaries while taking 263 bullets, to his own plane and being
Oh my gosh.
seriously hurt. His story was secret for over 50 years. He didn't even want to tell his wife, but the legend grew and grew. But tonight, at 100 years old, this brave Navy captain is finally getting the recognition he deserves.
You're kidding.
He was a legend long before this evening. Royce, please stand up, and I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor.
Wow. Oh my gosh, look at that guy. Look at that, the smile on his face. Oh my gosh. He just realized she was putting it on him. That's awesome. That's amazing. He's 100, dude. He's 100. Look at his face. Look at. I want to be that healthy when I'm 100. What a cool looking guy. I like that he gets to sit next to Melania. That lady kind of hit him kind of hard, trying to pat his back. He's 100, lady. Easy. This is awesome. I do like this. This is, I will say, I do really like this part of Trump's State of the Union addresses. He does this better than anybody. Joe Biden didn't do this because he couldn't. There was nothing to honor because they don't honor anything. Deb says he doesn't look a day over 90. She says, no, that gives me chills. 100. Yeah, that's pretty cool. He deserves this very long standing ovation. Super cool. She looks like a daughter, right? Like they have the same eyes.
Thank you, Royce, and thank you, Eric. I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it, but
Trump?
if they ever open up that law, I will be there with
Trump?
you someday.
Narcissistic.
But you know, that's our highest honor, Congressional Medal of Honor, and that's a big thing, and it's an honor to be in the same room with you. Thank
But
you
I
both
don't know
very much, Eric. Thank you.
why I would be giving it to myself. I can't not with this man. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. 250 years is a long time in the life of a nation.
Here it comes.
But in another sense, it's really a mere moment in the eye of history. Two of the gentlemen we met in the gallery this evening took their first breaths 1 century ago, 100 years before that, on July 4th, 1826, the author of the Declaration of Independence, brilliant, Thomas Jefferson, drew his last breath. Just a single long human lifespan separates the giants who declared and won our independence from the heroes who stand among us tonight.
Pretty good.
Everything our nation has done, everything we have achieved, has been the work of those few great lifetimes. In those brief chapters, Americans built this nation from 13 humble colonies into the pinnacle of human civilization and human freedom, the strongest, wealthiest, most powerful, most successful nation in all of history. Americans ventured out across the daunting and dangerous continent. We carved paths through an unforgiving wilderness, settled a boundless frontier, and tamed the beautiful but very, very dangerous Wild West. From empty marshes and wide open plains, we raised up the world's greatest cities, Together we mastered the world's mightiest industries and shattered history's monstrous tyrannies, and we liberated millions from the chains of fascism, communism, oppression, and terror. Americans lifted humanity into the skies on the wings of aluminum and steel, and then we launched mankind into the stars on rockets powered by sheer American will and unyielding American pride. We wired the globe with our ingenuity. We captivated the planet with American culture. And now we are pioneering the next great American breakthroughs that will change the entire world. All of this and so much more is the enduring legacy, unmatched glory of the hardworking patriots who built and defended this country and who still carry the hopes and freedoms on all of humanity's backs. For years they were forgotten, betrayed, and cast aside. But that great betrayal is over, and they will never be forgotten again. Because when the world needs courage, daring, vision, and inspiration, it is still turning to America. And when God needs a nation to work his miracles, he knows exactly who to ask. There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome, no frontier too vast for us to conquer, no dream too bold for us to chase, no horizon too distant for us to claim. For our destiny is written by the hand of providence, and these first 250 years were just the beginning. From the rugged border towns of Texas to the heartland villages of Michigan, from the sun-kissed shores of Florida to the endless fields of the Dakotas, and from the historic streets of Philadelphia to right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the golden age of America is upon us. The revolution that began in 1776 has not ended. It still continues because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in the heart of every American patriot. And our future will be bigger, better, brighter, bolder, and more glorious than ever before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
I have thoughts. I want to have your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts. I wrote some notes down. Well, I am going to say, I'm going to just mute this and we'll just let Trump's little exit there play. Lee, I keep hearing myself as an echo. It's a little disturbing. Okay. She's got me playing upstairs. I did not expect that speech. And what I mean by that is that felt like a genuine State of the Union speech, not a giant, I am Trump and I have saved the world, repeating all the same boring lines that we hear from him over and over and over again at every Trump rally. Sherry, I agree with your statement, and I'll read that in a second. She says, so exactly what is the state of the nation? That's a very good question. But I will say that I really am surprised at the lack of Trumpisms that were in this speech here tonight. So that was, I didn't expect that speech. I honestly didn't. I thought it was going to be way more Trump cringy. So it wasn't, at least it wasn't that. I laughed out loud at the Somali pirates. I thought that was hilarious. Brian says that we saw a couple of heroes receiving the Congressional Medal of Honor, not those. Now those were some tough Americans. Well said. Yes. I agree with that. Earlier, William Wallace, is that your real name? That's so cool. Seeing the anger on the fugly faces, he says, of Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar when President Trump called out the fraud of the Somali pirates might have been the most beautiful sight ever in a State of the Union speech. So, okay, let me get to a couple of my other notes. Yeah, so I feel like there wasn't enough controversy. You know, like I'm so disappointed now that it's over. I wanted more shock and awe. Like I wanted more that the left was going to be like mad about, and they weren't. Like, so the one part, there was one, and I'm going to call it out because it was good. When Trump was offering for everybody to stand if they believe that the first job of elected officials, essentially, of themselves, is to protect American citizens first, above all else, above illegal aliens. And the fact that the left could not stand for that. And then he says, okay, well, I'll get to that in a second. But the fact that the left could not stand for that tells you all that you need to know. However, I still felt like the left was clapping way too much for Trump. And I'm going to, now that they've exited out, I'll make this, change the screen here. I was like, dude, they were sitting, they didn't stand a bunch, but they were, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the left was clapping a lot. Like I kept looking at Pocahontas and she just kept clapping at like everything. I'm like, dude, Pocahontas, of all the people, you are not supposed to clap for Trump ever. Why are you clapping? They were all clapping about Iran. And that'll tell you she stood for that. Okay, now, loved this part. Loved it. It was probably my favorite part of the whole speech, if I had to pick one. When he talked about transitioning kids, I didn't like the emphasis that he put on without parents' consent. He should have emphasized at all. Okay, but I'll take it. I will take it. And then when he very genuinely went off script and looked at the Democrats and he was like, these people are crazy. And I like, that was my favorite line in the whole speech, which was not even written in the speech, I'm sure. It was just his genuine, you know, and that's the thing about Trump, guys. And you guys know there's no love lost here between Leah and I and a lot of you guys with Trump, right? I'm going to pause right side broadcasting there so we have less going on. But I have never said that Trump is a calculating liar. And what I mean by that is he tells his truth, whatever that is. Okay. He doesn't have a poker face. He just says what he's thinking at all times. And so that was his very genuine, like, these people are crazy. They want to transition these kids without their parents' consent. So that was my favorite. That was my absolute favorite. I would love to hear what you guys felt like your favorite was, if you can remember. So I'm going to tell you guys a secret. Are you ready for the secret? Because there's not a ton of people watching, so I can tell you my secrets. So when I was posting tonight's show, I just found out that, I think it was Daily Wire that posted that Erica was invited as Trump's special guest. Here's the thing about that. And I knew this when I read that, but the way that they emphasized it just for Erica is ridiculous, because I can all but guarantee you that every person that was particularly called out in the speech, when they got their invitation, it probably said, "You are invited as President Trump's special guest." So the fact that Erica probably like got her little invitation and was like, "Daily Wire, I was invited as Trump's special guest." Yeah, you and probably every other person that was called to come, okay? But I was very afraid that the Charlie tribute was going to just turn into, "That's going to fall. That is not safe. No, raise it up higher." Okay, Leah's cleaning because Abigail and her dad are coming. That is cockeyed. Tomorrow to give us a new computer. So a round of applause for Leah. Standing ovation. We're acknowledging you. We're going to give you the Resistance Chicks Medal of Honor for all of your hard work of cleaning the house. Thank you, Leah. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. Thank you some more. That's how this works. You just keep clapping until someone decides they're not going to clap anymore. And then it ripples down. But I was afraid that the Erica thing was going to be ridiculous and she was going to put on, she didn't have time because Trump actually didn't sit on the Charlie thing nearly as long as I thought that he should have. He spent so much time on all of the other things that, wow, that's some nice hair.
It's called cleaning with the president's State of the Union hair.
Whoa, that's cool hair.
Thanks.
However, I caught something and I wrote it down because I didn't have time to call it out at the time. She was standing doing her trying to look up because I think somehow she thinks that if she can dry out her eyes real big. Everybody try this right now. Dry out your eyes, keep them open. And then all of a sudden, keep them open. You start to get teary eyed because your eyes are going to blink and then you okay. I think that's how she I did it. I did it. I did it. I got tears to come.
Wow.
I think that's why she does it.
Okay.
So anyway, but when she finished doing the look up thing and then whatever, she mouths, "I love you guys." And she looks at all the people around her. I love you guys.
Okay.
It's you guys are my friends and I love you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I felt kind of I'm in the cool crowd and I love you guys. It was weird. It was very strange. I even wrote it down. Look at that. See, Leah can tell you. I said I wrote it down.
So I will weigh in on the Charlie thing. I felt like the whole faith thing with Trump was a add in as we have to find a way to make this about you, but we have to segue into Charlie. So it can't just be about Charlie. So you have to be part of somehow bringing in Christianity and religion.
Okay.
And it has to kind of be about you, Trump. And the segue went, where more young people are coming into religion, Christianity, God, very
open religion.
Yeah, just kind of generic terms, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then and that's what you would do from somebody who doesn't know Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And then the segue into, here's Erica Kirk, Charlie was great, moving on. I felt like that was
so fast,
very stark thing, that it wasn't weird. Even so every single person that Trump honored, I think we all felt like that story was told. They told a story about each person, even the poor woman who how do you end up at a State of the Union when you're just trying to buy a house? There should be some sort of good news story, find the person who found the house.
I know, right?
Now everybody's who's this woman? She needs a house.
Somebody in the chat was how is she going to get a house? Have you seen house prices?
Right, exactly. House prices are insane. Sherry even said it. She goes, a house in Michigan that was $200,000 is now $500,000.
Right.
What? that's out of the range of everyone, like normal people. But that
But
was
don't
when
worry, the military got $1,776.
just had to add the 76 instead of 5. Yeah, I remember that.
So much money.
It was, and they were all thanking him for it. Yeah.
Thank you, Trump. I'm rich now.
With the Charlie Kirk thing, I felt like that transition was really big, like really stark. Like he didn't even like mention who Charlie was. So I was expecting maybe somebody from the crowd who has their life had been changed by Charlie to kind of just put a story and a person behind it.
Felt like it was just added in as an
like
extra.
You have to talk about Erica. Oh yeah, here we go. Well, how about right here in this like we'll like do a little thing on religion and we'll just move on. And it was like very not about God.
Right.
And it was not about Charlie. It was just.
Do you think it's because the Candace thing is coming out, right?
Do you think it was like not to draw attention to it?
Yeah.
Though I do believe that the people who run these kinds of things look at those and like, well, let's just most of America really doesn't like Erica. So what I would have done is make it about Charlie, and then you have to, if you really want people to like Erica, you've got to you have to bring up who Charlie was and what he believed and what he was doing. And they didn't do that.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
It was super disappointing. I felt like the Charlie nod was an afterthought, that they're like, oh dude, I think
I wouldn't even call it a nod. It was like, we got to do this Charlie thing. Poor guy died. Like,
so,
I don't know.
Okay, so if I'm getting super conspiratorial, ethereally, just made that up. It does beg the question, doesn't it?
Yeah, if Trump was kind of mad at him for like the whole Iran thing, and I got to tell you, there's a lot of things that Trump can now do with Charlie out of the way. With Charlie out of the way.
I'm just asking questions.
I am too.
Not even out loud.
I'm testing out my hand sanitizer.
You've been cleaning. Your hands have got to be
No, I
clean.
know, but they're feeling dry.
Oh,
so I'm going to see if these moisturize them.
So we were going to do a vote on the...
We'll probably do it Friday.
We'll have to do it on Friday. People have been submitting new names to me.
Hallelujah. What was the one?
Hallelujah hands.
Hallelujah hands.
Somebody, you know what? I got an email today. GLA Germ Buster.
Oh.
God's Little Acre Germ Buster.
Okay.
That's super neat.
Yeah. I like that.
So we're going to take a vote on Friday instead of tomorrow night, because tomorrow night there's no show.
Oh my gosh.
I wrote this down. I feel like the left isn't upset enough. I literally wrote it down. Although you can't read my handwriting. So yeah, I wrote down about I already mentioned that, the war with Iran and the Pocahontas standing and the no nuclear weapon thing. I liked at the very end where he mentioned the hand of Providence. That's just a nod to those of us that care.
That. That's a carrot.
Yeah. I'm gonna read your comments here. Sherry Kula says, I love the presentations of the medals. It was much deserved. 100%. I like that too. Because the left has now proven that they do not work for the United States. Wolves. Let's see. Sherry says, me too, Leah. Keep the Christians on his side. Nana says, people donated millions to her when Charlie died. They did. Let me go over here to Facebook. Let's see. I am proud tonight, says Brian. Just say it, y'all. I don't, I was a little worried too. That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
It was,
I'm going to get to YouTube here in a second, guys.
It was just basically going from non-controversy to non-controversy to non-controversy. And so I'm going to throw out my conspiracy theory.
Okay.
That, Susie Wiles works both sides.
Yeah.
And when somebody is in power and you want them to continue to do the things that you want them to do. So like Trump is touting, we passed this big, beautiful bill. We didn't raise any taxes, which is a complete lie because he put us into a major deficit.
Yeah.
Okay. A major deficit we're adding 10 trillion to the deficit over the next 10 years. So, oh, well, where's this money going to come from? Well, it's not going to come from taxes. They didn't lower taxes. Your taxes are not going to be lower like this year. Like my taxes are not going to be lower.
I will let you know. Thing?
So with the tariff thing, I am furious now that now that we've seen the results of it. So as we said, we talked to our computer guy. We have one. Praise you, Jesus. Thank you, Shane. You're awesome. And Jason for hooking us up. Coalition Reloaded and Jason and Randall. We have new friends. So we're very excited about that. Love them very much. And so Shane's daughter was working, selling things in eBay.
From Canada.
And Trump's tariff put a $50 a product on her business and she can't run her business anymore. Well, what about those people who are still going to try to keep their business running? They're going to charge more. And so Trump is saying basically all of the products coming into the United States have this extra tariff and are costing more money. And we have this awesome tariff fund. But it is, like I said before, it's a stealth bomber tax because at least inflation, you can kind of see where it's going, but you really don't know which countries are at like 15% tariff, 25% tariff, 40% tariff. And you don't know the country of origin of half the stuff that you're buying. So we don't really know which things are more expensive, but they are more expensive. So when Josh Hawley's like, yeah, give him a check, give him a tariff check. Isn't it so great? If Trump is saying we want to ease the tax burden on Americans, it's illogical to say because, technically you're going to, and you haven't, but if you were to lower income taxes, you're just raising more money through another tax, a tariff.
Yeah. And
we are paying that now. Now it's not a tariff. It's just a tax and we're paying it.
And so here's the problem, Leah. Our nation was founded and funded through tariffs. Tariffs are great. Keep in mind, tariffs are not on things that we do not produce. Okay. I know you guys know that, but I just need to say it for the conversation's sake. So if we produce a thing, then there's a tariff on it. The problem is that a lot of the things that we are producing, there's not enough Americans producing them right now. So the cost is out the wazoo.
Are you saying that Trump's tariffs are not on things that I think some of it is.
Is it really?
Yeah.
There's tariffs on things that we don't even produce?
Yes.
No.
Absolutely. These are not real tariffs.
Oh, no.
These are not real tariffs.
So,
These
like,
are
if we
just
can't
products
get it in the United States, we still have to pay?
Yeah, because think about all the stuff made in China that we don't make in the United States.
I thought that tariffs were literally
No,
only
these are
on
countrywide tariffs. These are not product tariffs.
Oh, I guess you're right.
These are countrywide tariffs, and now it's every country has a tariff of 15%.
So then there you are, right? So if Leah's right, it's worse than you think.
It's very much worse than you think.
Because if we don't produce a thing and we still need the thing, we, not they, are paying more for the thing. And then Trump's saying, look at our coffers. Look how rich we're getting on this. You're just taking it straight from the American people.
I know it for a fact.
The American entrepreneurs.
So I know for a fact. So like, change the way you're thinking because these are countrywide tariffs.
Yeah.
There's a guy who just opened a business based upon imported Italian goods.
Yeah.
And he had a specialty shop.
Oh, well, yeah.
And his shop now is completely empty because he can't get in these imported goods.
Yeah.
So he just started the store.
Oh.
And all of those would be things you can't get in the United States. I'm sure that California probably has some olive groves, but not anything like Italy. Like olive oil comes from Italy, right? So
it should.
It should, right? That's tariffed. Like everything's tariffed.
I know.
Everything. It's not product based. So things should be product based, but I would probably guess that a lot of things that should have a tariff on them are not tariffed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To help the American businesses.
Yeah.
Small guy.
That's upsetting.
So I laughed a lot in the beginning with this whole idea that affordability, like he's making things more affordable.
I don't feel like anything is more affordable. I think earlier, and I missed a lot of your guys' comments because I really didn't want to talk over Trump.
If he literally mentioned eggs, I was just going to scream because
you just talked over me in the middle of what I was saying. Did you see that you did that? And as I was saying, I didn't want to talk over Trump. You literally.
I did want to talk over Trump.
I didn't want to talk over him, not because I didn't want to talk over him, but because it's very distracting to try to listen to people when they're being interrupted. Okay. Sherry said that avocados at Costco 2 years ago were $1.50.
Okay.
Now they're 75 cents. But aside from that, she said, nothing is less expensive now. Nothing is less expensive. So you don't get to say, oh, prices are... And did you hear him about the gas? I saw $1.85. Did you pay $1.85?
I paid $2.22 at Sam's. And so I will give you a little hint. I had noticed that a couple times we've been around. I don't normally get gas at Sam's, but we've gotten gas at Sam's a couple times, and there'd be all these people there, and gas has been in flux, and all the other gas stations around are at $2.89, $2.92.
Yeah, wow.
But can I say that about the eggs?
Yes, Matt. Now you may talk about the eggs.
I'm
and I'm
so
gonna read
upset about this egg thing because that he didn't lower the price of eggs. There was a bunch of birds that were culled from bird flu, and then chickens
stop killing the birds.
Chickens come back and start laying in 6 months, man. Ooh, chickens were laid again. Like you didn't do any. Like Trump did nothing for that, and like I said, like. Eggs are $2 a dozen. They went up to $5. Okay, that's all. It's not great.
Yeah.
But it's an extra $3 a dozen. Well, when we're looking at our property insurance tripling, when we're looking at everybody's car insurance going up, you're looking at big ticket items. And so $3 is an egg slap in the face, like a yolk on your face.
So I do want to ask you about Lee. I don't know if you heard the part where he was talking about the energy prices.
I got
and
essentially
though, here's the problem that I have with the way that he addressed energy prices. He said,
what did he say?
That they're going to make these AI data centers. Build their own power plants.
How in the long world of time is that going to?
Well, here's the deal. If it's right, I'm behind it. I don't know that he's actually going to be able to achieve it.
It's not easy to build a power plant, Michelle.
Yeah.
These things take years. What do you mean you're going to just build? You're going to make them just build their own power plant?
I'm not sure. However, and I noticed something super interesting. That he transitioned that to saying that by doing this, our energy prices are going to come down.
That's
a lot.
These AI companies are not making the money that their stock prices have them valued at.
Do you understand what I'm getting at?
No, but I know. What I'm saying is I don't think they've got the money to create a power station.
It's two separate topics.
Even if they did, and then what are you saying is that with an extra power station, somehow our power would go down?
Well, what I'm saying is Trump didn't address at all why our power prices, our energy prices are through the roof right now. And what are you going to do about it besides this whole, they're going to have to produce their own energy? Like, we want to know, here's the deal. People cannot pay their energy bills right now.
So raise your hand. I want to know if you're
he didn't talk about that
anywhere in like the Midwest. My Facebook feed has been overrun since December, probably like the end of November.
Yeah.
A few people were like, wow, my energy's going up a little bit. And the last month when we had all of these super cold temperatures, we had some record cold, almost record, and we had a very long streak of cold. People were coming in saying that their electric bill was between $700,
I know,
and $1,200 to pay electric. I'm wondering where people are coming up with this money because a lot of people are laughing about it. And I'm like, how in the world do you have an extra $500, $600, $700 to pay for your electric bill?
Here's the deal.
Why is this not a bigger story? It is locally, because I did see our local Fox News put out a bulletin and ask to see people's electric bills, because they wanted to do a story on it, because obviously this is a big story, and they got a ton of responses.
No.
Okay. And he wanted to say that we're going to protect Social Security and Medicare. I don't know that I have words for this, but I'm going to try. Senior citizens, let's say that they retired 10 or 15 years ago. Let's say they're getting, let's be generous and say $1,500 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, if that's all you're getting and you're on a fixed income,
mm-hmm.
and you're hit with an electric bill that's like $700 or $800, right? And then you're also hit with a property tax bill. Like, you bought your house
mm-hmm.
at a certain price, and let's say their property taxes went up like ours did by 3 times. So let's say they're paying an extra $2,000 a month or $2,000 a year,
mm-hmm.
right? Divide that per month. Then they still have to pay their car insurance, and then groceries are up. Because Social Security, their cost of living thing usually goes up. Sometimes it doesn't go up at all, right? But if it does go up, it's usually by 3%. All of these prices that I'm talking about are 50 to 100 to 200%. And that is going to force, and it is forcing, senior citizens out of their homes.
Right.
And then you're stuck in a flux, because I've looked for any sort of help for Uncle Jack. Like, it's very, very, very hard to find any sort of help for senior citizens at all. And so then you're stuck. Okay, I need to rent. Where are you going to rent? I'm going to, where are you going to go?
A nursing home.
And then you're going to lose everything, because you have to pay down to the Medicaid. Yeah. So these are a lot of these things that Trump is not addressing. And when you're talking about a State of the Union, like, if I am president, go ahead, I'll try. You can vote me in. I will do my best. I'm hoping by the time you guys would vote me in president, I would get through the whole, like, there's a middle part of a female's age where you just, like, brain is a little cloudy and stuff like that, kind of hitting that. So on the other side of that, there's like hoary head wisdom. So vote me in then. And I will bring to you guys the best that I can. And I will come to you and I will talk to you like a normal person about the state of the union. And I will talk to normal people about things that they're actually really going through.
You know what's interesting? You know who does this, though?
Who?
Bukele does it. In El Salvador. Like, he literally is making sure that his people have food on the table. And I'm not even in a socialistic way, but also just changing policies and making sure. He
changed the policies around farming.
Yeah.
And encouraged everybody to start their own farm and farm stand. And
right. And they also, let me say this. Imagine if we had a culture that was more family oriented.
Yeah.
Now, you guys that watch our show are family oriented already. If it would go a long way for people to hear Trump from a State of the Union address say, our elderly are having problems. And I think that we need to put them first. And we need to care about our elderly. We need to be able to support.
And here's a plan.
Right. And we need to be able to support.
And it doesn't have to be a taxpayer plan. Like,
No.
I have a lot of plans that do not require any taxes.
Let me get to my punchline. Support families that are taking care of their families.
Yes.
And encourage and say, I want to encourage you that we know that it's a sacrifice to take your parents in. And
why can't you? Here's the thing. Like, because Uncle Jack, he is on his own Social Security. Neither of us can claim him as a dependent. And you should be able to get a tax credit if you have a parent living with you, even if like they're even financially independent, right? So we take care of a lot of Uncle Jack, and that's what we do. And God works that out. Okay. But we do.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people who have brought their parents in, or they live with their parents, and they don't get paid to do that. The government doesn't pay them to do that. Nobody pays. So there's got to be some sort of incentive, even if the parent is like financially stable. You're still probably grocery shopping for them, taking them to the, doctor. Like as a society, there is really no incentive to do that. There's more of incentive to get down their finances and throw them into a nursing home. And basically, we're a throwaway society of these elderly people.
But I don't just mean incentivizing. I mean incentivizing it in the way that it should be often talked about.
Sure.
It should be often praised.
That's what I mean.
It should be shouted from the rooftops that those of you that are taking
Let's
care
give
of your
people
elderly parents.
a Congressional Medal of Honor.
Not quite that far, but it should be something that is societally honored and encouraged, and our elderly should be societally honored and encouraged. He mentioned Azerbaijan and stopping the war there, but what I would have loved him to mention is that Azerbaijan has the oldest people living on the planet in the Caucasus Mountains. And one of the reasons why is, yes, their food and yes, their lifestyle, but also they consider their elderly, like when they have a family gathering, everyone is surrounded around the oldest person in the room,
honor the older
giving them the
people.
most attention, loving on them like they're a prized possession. Our culture does not do that at all.
No, the older you get, the more people stay away from you.
Exactly.
And push you into the corner, and you get old and wrinkly. And like you see in America, you see all these, like Trump values the Botox and all like the facial things.
Yeah.
But like if you see videos of like elderly women in Europe, they're just a bunch of wrinkles. And we're our society that has been told that is not valuable, and like it's gross. Like, I don't want to talk to you. You're a weird old lady with a wool jacket and a wrinkly face. But in reality, they have things to teach you.
And that's how their societies actually view them, as the most honorable citizens.
Why do you think we watch Country Life Vlog?
Yeah. So let's see. Let me read some comments here. Kimberly says, apparently Dem AI Green was ejected from the State of the Union for holding up a sign reading, "Black people are not apes." Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Al Green, not AI. Al Green. Okay, that makes sense. Chris says the real issue is drinking water. The power issue with data centers is a distraction from even worse problems being created by the data centers.
Sure.
They contaminate and consume, I think, or contaminate, yes, enormous amounts of fresh water that farmers need now, 100%. Jerry Kula says we will not see energy costs come down with the AI. At best, they will stay at the same. Once they get the increase, no corporation ever lowers their cost to their customer. Chris says the technocratic state that they want to build through the data centers is designed to steal resources and violate rights. Jerry Kula says the grocery bill did not get lowered. The containers got smaller.
That's true.
All right, let me go over to YouTube's because I know you guys were leaving a lot of comments and I missed a bunch of them. I'm so sorry. Katie Cat had a lot to say. She says, I'm not impressed at all. DC is so out of touch. Cartels go to Israel for training. So he is admitting taking out El Mencho. Gross. Trump sounded weak. Not much life to him. Very underwhelming. I just did not hear anything new or impressive. Erica has lost a lot of people by now. She has lost credibility. People seemed like human props that did not deliver. It was just so fake. The whole speech. Tariffs put the cost on citizens. We have no real industry here. I can't afford certain meds now. I used to order meds from Canada, and now those prices have gone up. Now glyphosate back in U.S. crops. He didn't talk about that now, did he? Buying some food products out of the U.S. is more expensive. Costs on everything are still up too high. AI is for surveillance states, 15-minute cities, etc. Ballistic Mystic says, what would you want to do if you just came to America recently? over on the other YouTube, Ballistic Mystic, actually, it seems like he enjoyed the speech. Blessed, it is so real. Trump dignity, God willing, yes. Statesman of union. It was about the nation. Money is going back into the economy. Buzzy says, USA, USA, USA. Trump, President Trump, we need more ICE. Trump, please abolish the IRS and ending property taxes once and for all. Gas prices are down. Trump 2028. You're hilarious. That was funny. Can we talk about, I'm going to go to Facebook over here. Kathy, I'll read your comment in a second. That was funny when he mentioned this should be my third term. Did you hear him say that?
I missed that part.
Unbelievable. Kathy says there's a certain amount they have to make on Social Security, and if they don't make enough, then you can claim him Uncle Jack.
So there's a video on Twitter where they're asking college kids how Trump did on his State of the Union, and a lot of them said they don't think that he did very well, but it hadn't happened yet.
I was gonna say, like, how'd you get that fast? Like, you can't ask questions at night. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. All right, so I think that's it for comments.
Somebody said, I had an out-of-body experience watching the State of the Union because, first of all, what the blank was all of that? A lot of people are wondering. No matter what a script... Oh, no, that's not a read. Oh, I'm trying to find more. There's not a lot going on.
I did feel like that a lot of the things that we would have wanted to have addressed were not, as far as quote unquote the state of our union. Again, I was very much surprised that it wasn't more I'm the greatest person. You know what it would have been great? You know what would have been so great? What is the only thing that any of us care about right now and are talking about right now?
Epstein.
So I believe it would have been in Trump's best interest to address Epstein, but he didn't. He did not. That was a giant dodge. Huge, huge dodge from Trump there to not call out anything about the Epstein files. Even if he had, I would have, if I'm his speechwriters, I would have gone and I would have been like, and we did it. We finally did it. You asked for it. We released the Epstein files. It was the most biggest data dump that's ever been dumped. And you know what I mean? Like, spin it, but don't just ignore the biggest elephant in the whole room.
So
right
this
now
is very interesting. You'll see Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger delivered a forceful response to President Trump's State of the Union address that Democrats hope would sharpen their message heading into the midterm elections. So what's interesting is you can see that like everybody on the left is literally just sharing that statement with the article without like sharing somebody else's post. Like it's like, here, everybody just tweet that out like it's your own thing. I hate when people do that.
Kimberly says he would have just said that he was totally exonerated from the release of the e-files. He would have, and that would have been fine. Like, okay, but don't just not say anything about it at all when it's like the only thing we all care about right now.
And we didn't get to hear about the aliens.
It didn't. I'm actually glad. I'm so glad that he did not talk about the aliens. Oh my gosh. Okay.
It was decent. It was, fitting. I don't think that there's going to be anything negative for the left to say.
He played it so safe though. Don't you feel like it was a very safe speech, except for the transitioning?
No, I don't even think that was.
You still feel like that was still safe?
Oh, I think that's like water under the bridge. The Democrats have like, we give up on that one. You're right.
Yeah.
We don't know.
I would have hit it harder. I would have been more explicit with what it is and what it does.
Yeah. I think that if you are trying to start a war with Iran, maybe don't rock the boat. And it does seem like the other side, like especially when it comes to Democrats, if there is not a lot of pushback.
That's what I said.
To what he's saying, then they're happy with what he's doing.
I literally said, I feel like the left, and I have terrible handwriting because I was writing it really fast, isn't upset enough.
I think it's because the way Trump is handling things, the reason why we're upset, and we're upset because Trump is not delivering on his promises. They're super excited about that.
Yeah.
Like every time we say, oh no, Trump, they say, oh yay.
Yeah.
We didn't vote for this guy, but he's doing what we want.
Right. And I do think, Chris, thank you for calling out the water issue, because that is the bigger issue, by the way. And we've covered that on our show and I forgot. So I thank you, because if he addresses energy, it doesn't address, because guess what? They can't make their own water. Water comes from waterways.
And they're draining a lot of people's aquifers. And
you can't just make up water from thin air.
Listen, the internet's fine. Google's fine. I need water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I need water. I don't need an AI to do anything for me. Like it just.
These people. All right, we're going to sign off because we have a big day tomorrow of literally just cleaning our house for guests to come. I'm not saying that we live like slobs, because we don't.
No, but when you have a lot of dogs.
Yeah.
And you have a wood burning fireplace, which isn't running right now because we have to put in a new liner because we had a chimney fire. But thank God everything's fine, because that's why we have a chimney liner, right? Thank you, Jesus. That's what I kept telling myself, even though we could still smell the tar up until like yesterday. I didn't smell it today.
Well, you don't sleep in my room, dude.
No, I mean like outside. Remember I told you I come home and I can still smell it like I didn't today. So I was like, well, finally it's dissipated. Oh my God.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We had a chimney fire, for those of you that don't know.
And it smells really bad. It's like crazy. And it was really over really quick. Praise God. It didn't last long.
Our neighbor
almost called 911.
Yeah. That would have been embarrassing.
Yeah, could you imagine?
Well, here's the good news. It was snowing that day. So any stuff flying out of the chimney, which we have a chimney cap, but stuff was still flying out, would have landed on the roof and immediately been snuffed out by the snow. Just random fluke snow.
Jeez.
Praise the Lord for the random fluke snow, which was great. Hallelujah. Here we are. All right. So feel free to keep submitting your very innovative names for the hand sanitizer, it's not a hand sanitizer. Don't get caught up on that, because we don't believe in hand sanitizer either. But sometimes you're in a situation where you're like, listen, I need a little something on my hands. It's aloe vera, thieves essential oil.
Waterless hand wash.
That's exactly what it is. It is a waterless hand wash.
Yeah. It's a waterless hand wash.
Now, do you want to include that on now that we're having our staff meeting here on underneath? So not as a main name, but underneath of it, you had said something the other day, and I was like, we could call it that, but it still needs a name. Was that it? Waterless hand wash?
Yeah.
Because it has alcohol-free witch hazel in it. So I do need to make...
So it won't dry out your hands.
Kimberly Venzel in the chat, guys. She was one of the first people to order a calendar.
Tell me, if you guys have not gotten your calendar and you ordered one, would you email us, please?
I mailed her calendar almost a month ago. January 27th. She just got it today and didn't say anything. And we're like friends, Kimberly. And I'm not blaming you. I'm upset. But I do wish you had told me, because I would have sent you an extra one.
But the question is, where was it sitting?
Like, where was it sitting?
Was it kind of like, just like do
letters like that get put in timeout?
That's what I have to wonder. We don't like you. You're staying there for 3 weeks until we deliver you.
Almost 4.
Like, mail just moves. That's what it does, right?
I know. Exactly. It's like a river, dude. You can't just like stop mail.
So we were
but so if anything like that ever happens, please, guys, please reach out to me and let me don't think you're like, it was sent through the Turtle Express, she says.
I told her, though, I said, I ordered my mom one from Working Horses with Jim.
Yeah.
And I almost contacted his people because it took a month. And I just thought it just took them a long time to get it together.
Here's the worst part of it.
So I'm wondering if maybe all calendars get put in the snail mail.
Lives an hour away from us.
We could have just driven it there.
I could have driven it there faster. Next time, maybe I will. My gosh. Sherry Kula says, I was dreading this State of the Union, but you made it more fun. Normally, I would have tuned out.
She did make it fun. And I will say that I had kind of hoped it would go longer because I was really in the cleaning groove, and now I have no more. I know my motivation's done.
Oh, well, it's late.
But
we're going to wake up tomorrow and we're going to tackle it together, buddy.
I did make 2 lasagnas
So I have to tell you something.
because they don't eat pork, so I made one porky one.
What are you cleaning with? Because I keep smelling cooked sauerkraut. Like something smells like cooked. Is there vinegar going on around here?
I have been cleaning with just straight up vinegar.
Okay, that's what it is then. All right.
I've got 3 different cleaners I've been working with.
So you made a lasagna for us tonight, which we still have to eat, and then a fresh lasagna for them tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
so I'm gonna put it in the freezer.
Okay. All right.
Then
Deb says medium mail is way slower than regular mail. Here's the very interesting thing about that.
we mailed it first class.
None of the calendars, even though you guys are paying quote unquote media mail, it's all costing me more than $5, which I don't care. That's fine. Because a lot of times the media mail was more expensive than $5 anyway. And the price between that and the first class mail stamp, which is, it's a big label, but it's called a stamp, was the same or just a little bit more expensive. And I thought, knowing that media mail is
Slower, that the
I'm going to
first
pay
class-
the extra 75 cents for the first class stamp, especially since almost all of you got a little Jesus. Only the first like 3 calendars that went out didn't get one, because I was like, dude, I'm throwing a little Jesus in here. I think that the little Jesus was the issue, honestly. Because even though I accounted for the bulge, I put it in the measurements, because I got to put the whole measurements in there. I got to put the weight and everything, even for the first class stamp, right? I put the measurement in there. Some of you guys, I think it was going through the machine and little Jesus's feet were causing it to rip and like all. So I am changing now, thanks to Kimberly. Nobody is getting a first class stamp after this, unless I don't put a little Jesus in there. Right. And if I do put a little Jesus in there, it's getting like a bubble envelope and the ridge. It's just going to cost me more to mail them. Fine. Doesn't matter. Whatever. I don't care. We're doing it right. That's what we do around here. The post office is really bad lately. I know. Right. My friend works in accounting. She's an accountant, and she's obsessed with hard checks. What do they call that? Like a real physical check instead of digital, like exchanges and stuff. And so she'll mail out a check and the post office won't send it. And then they get on her for it being late. And she gets a little panties in a wad, getting upset at these people, getting upset at her. It's just so funny. All right. Kathy says, haha, y'all so funny. You know, we try.
So I'm gonna give you a little bit.
No, we're signing off. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna give you a little bit of gossip. Right-wing conservative podcaster gossip.
I just keep smelling sauerkraut. Remember when we did the sauerkraut episode? Go and watch that, Chickmunks. It's hilarious.
It is really good. It's really
the Chickmunks. Go to our website.
My favorite one though is
sauerkraut.
the radish one.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Honestly, that hands down, that's my favorite Chickmunks.
I love it because it doesn't even seem like me. I just watch it like somebody else is doing a comedy skit.
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you watched the Candace Owens little trailer.
I haven't seen it yet. I saw the thumbnale for it. It looks really
about
dark.
Erica.
Okay.
Raise your hands if you sheepishly watched it.
I haven't seen it yet. Should we play it for everybody?
Not right now.
Okay.
It's like, I don't know. It's hard hitting,
Okay.
but it's not like anything we haven't done on our show.
Okay.
So I didn't think anything of it because these clips that you see about Miss Erica everywhere, and they freak everybody out. Right?
She's freaky, dude.
And there's so many people that come to her defense, and it just seems like there's a coordinated defense. So here's the gossip.
Okay.
So the TMZ, you know what TMZ is?
Yeah.
Of the conservative right is Milo Yiannopoulos.
Oh, yeah.
He is TMZ.
Yeah.
He's the guy who doesn't care that he looks like TMZ, right? Or Entertainment Tonight or The Sun, like gossip rag, just rag, right? So he tweets out, doesn't care about the State of the Union. He said, you need to confess that you took money to call Candace Owens a demon over her new trailer, or I will name names. So Candace Owens says, oh, I'm so here for this list. So then somebody posts a talking point, and you can see that they're that
so Erica called Candace a demon.
Erica didn't do anything.
Oh, so you need to confess that you got paid. Who's you?
All the podcasting, like social media influencers who have a coordinated attack against Candace.
Okay.
And so you can see them. There's a bunch of them here. I'm convinced Candace Owens is a demon. Graham Allen. Politics 1776. Candace is a demon. Somebody else. I'm not sure if Candace Owens is merely a demon. I think the devil. So you, Steve Deuce, this Gunther Eagle, Han Shannity, Cat Turd. He's a big guy. All these are all huge.
Okay, it's not Sean Hannity.
You're not in
I get it.
the world of
I
Twitter.
thought you misspoke. Leah, admit.
And so I'm letting you know that there are these very famous Twitter handles, and it's Han Shannity, and it's a play on Sean Hannity.
Okay, but you need to make that clear for Leah. You mess up stuff like that all the time.
I know. Well, here's the thing. This world exists.
Okay.
And we're not in it.
I know.
Okay.
But at least honor my Michelle.
Okay.
I know sometimes I get words backwards.
All the biggest names in the podcasting world all either called her evil or that she's the devil. Okay.
A demon.
A demon. Yeah. So then somebody released the talking points. Talking points are use these verbatim or close variations. Candace Owens is evil, pure evil. This is demonic, straight up satanic level attack on a widow and her kids. Candace is a demon obsessed with destroying Charlie's family. How can any real Christian stay silent while she attacks Erica Kirk like this? She's not, quote, asking questions. She's conducting a witch hunt. Action items. Do this now before it trends further. Quote or reply to this key post exposing the trailer and call it out using the language above. Share and quote Graham Allen's strong stand. He's leading the charge. His video declaring he's coming for everyone responsible. Boost this hard. Post your own version if you have reach. Tag big accounts like Cat Turd and Gunther Eagleman. Flood the replies under any Candace defending or neutral post with demonic evil framing. So that was sent out to their little core group of podcaster
but Milo
social media
is not just insinuating that they asked these talking points, but rather that they got paid to do it.
Mm-hmm. He's saying that they got paid to do it. But I hate the idea that there's these talking points and there's like an action item, like here, this is what we're going to do. I loathe this because it is mass formation psychosis.
Mm-hmm.
When they know that when you see the same words repeated over and over again, you begin to think that's something that I need to receive and believe. Okay. And so the right-wing conservative media that's still pro-Trump is a block, and they're paid. Okay. I don't know who pays them, but they're a block. I'm sure there's some tag-ons that aren't paid, but they either get the email with the talking points, or they can see this is the talking point, and we're going to now say it almost just like this, because I kept seeing Candace is demonic, Candace is demonic, this is satanic, and I was just like, well, that's strange that everybody would suddenly just say it's demonic or satanic. And I would not put it past a Ben Shapiro,
who doesn't even believe in Jesus or demons,
to be somebody behind.
Well,
the
okay, so
moving of, because you're not a lot of, there's not a lot of Jews in the conservative movement, right? Like you're moving Christians or Christian-y people, right? And you have to do it with the words that Christians understand. And this is a big Christian calling card.
Okay, but I live in the real world. And I am a unashamed Pentecostal, and I can't help myself.
Can I get a hallelujah?
That even when I'm around other Christians in like specifically at like the chiropractor's office, which is also charismatic, and we can speak in tongues and pray over people when we're there because they're so accepting.
Yes,
but
Dr.
even
Jack.
in that situation, just today, there was a woman, and I'm sitting in the waiting room, and she was talking. And whenever I say amen, or because that's my like go-to response, like instead of saying like, okay, all right, whatever, like if I'm agreeing with somebody, I just say amen. This is what I do. It's this, I can't help it. It's who I am. Okay. But I also often, when people will talk about bad things, will say, that's demonic, right?
Uh-huh.
Anytime that I do that, I feel a shock because nobody uses that language in normal conversations.
Right.
Very few people will say, even around other Christians, that something is demonic. We just don't say it. Okay, I do. Okay, maybe you do, but like I will just say it in my everyday conversation. And every time that I do that around other people, it's people kind of like, oh, that's an interesting way of looking at it. I mean, I guess you could say evil. People are more accepting if you say evil, but when you use the word demonic, it takes a very strong Christian, someone that is very rooted and grounded in their faith, and someone that understands spiritual warfare to use that in everyday conversation. So what I'm getting at is these people, and I know these people in their, they don't use this word in their conversation ever. It's not in their vocabulary to respond to something. I will tell you what's in their vocabulary, even the Christians. Candace is just an F and B. That's it. That's what they will say when she does something that they don't like. Candace, you just need to F off. That's what they will say.
Stop. That's too far.
Well, I'm just saying that's what they'll say.
I know, but you just use a different letter for the alphabet.
Whatever. Okay, whatever. I don't need to repeat it again.
You can say blankety blank.
My point is, these Christians, and they'll put their little stars in there.
She's sorry.
You know what I'm saying? If they're going to use the curse words, they'll put the stars. That's, I guess I was envisioning the stars in my head. Right? They won't.
We're on social media too much.
But my point is, they don't go straight to, this is demonic. That's not their psyche. They don't think that way. These people don't do legit spiritual warfare. Okay? Like they just don't. They're not going to stop and pray with somebody for deliverance in the grocery store. And it's those people that will say, you know what? That's demonic. Okay? That's what I wanted to get at. Like these people don't have this kind of words in their conversation. They lying. This is Christian cultural appropriation. Those aren't words that you use.
So there's the conservative gossip going on right now.
Well, you know what? It's just demonic. That's what it is.
It is.
Straight up demonic.
Both sides, man.
Sherry says, Michelle, I respond the same. Amen. Demonic, evil, praise God. People always respond either in agreement or I get an odd kind of look. Right?
Hand me that. Guys, we're gonna be selling neck wraps.
So I finished these today. I haven't put them on the website yet, but they're done. The amount that I'm gonna make, I made a very small amount just to start with.
They're so nice. I love them.
So these are the equivalent of the aromatherapy eye pillows, except for in two colors that are the softest flannel I could find in the fabric store. A red and black checkered, and blue and white and black checkered.
Very
super soft,
fragranty. With the lavender.
It's got the lavender in it. It has flaxseed. A lot of these, if you ever get them, they're made with like corn and rice.
It's like having Michelle's braid around your neck.
But the corn and rice it has a weird smell when you microwave it. And it's kind of lumpy, which they're great. I use, so Shauna and Condi, I actually stole the idea from the one that Shauna made me. I use hers all the time.
Royalties going to Shauna.
It has the one she made me is about this size and it has rice in it. And I use it for my menstrual cramps. I just heat it up and put it in my yoga pants. And that's amazing. So that, again, you could use this for that. But I went ahead and did the flaxseed because that's kind of our thing. And it also has a nice moist heat when you heat it up. So we're doing this.
I like the flaxseed because of the way it sits on your neck and on your eyes, softer than the rice and corn.
Yeah, you could actually, and you know what?
I like the rice for your back and like the big, like so much easier and cheaper to have like the big rice bags, like around your stomach or on your back. But
so get this, you know what I just realized?
What?
For all of you, anyone out there who has complained to me, which I've been selling these for 15 years, more than that, actually, probably almost 20. And I refuse to make a strap because what would happen? Can I have this back? What would happen if I put a strap in here is that's going to create a weak point and it's going to leak. It's not possible to do, right? So I always recommend somebody, but I was just thinking that if you do want to lay sideways, the longer one actually will probably stay on your face. And that just dawned on me.
Oh yeah.
So there you go. So you even have that. So for those of you that don't know, lavender helps with tension, headaches, migraines, and it just helps you fall asleep. It helps you relax.
It's a good look.
You look like a Star Wars character, and it matches your sweatshirt.
I know.
But you can heat these in the microwave or cool them in the freezer, and they'll stay warm or cool for about an hour. This will probably stay warmer a little bit longer because because it's bigger. But these are going to be available on the website. What day is today?
Hallelujah.
I was hoping this week.
Hallelujah.
Probably this weekend.
You're gonna have. Do you have to have tags for them or no? Because
well, I have to put them up on the website though. That's the problem.
do they need new tags?
Well, I'm probably going to rename it. It'll be like aromatherapy neck wrap instead of aromatherapy eye pillow.
You said they're going to be up on the website.
Yeah.
When are you going to get your new tags?
The eye pillow tags I print myself.
Oh.
I don't order those from the order company. So,
it is. So I told you I've been cleaning and my hands were rough, and I wanted to see if this would moisturize my hands, and it does.
That's awesome. That's the aloe vera though, like and the vitamin E oil that's in there. So these are going to be coming.
Mostly aloe vera.
Super excited about the whatever we're going to call this.
Holy hands, apostle is astringent, pure hands, pure heart, clean hands, pure heart.
Yeah.
Hallelujah hands. That one make me laugh.
I know that one.
That one makes me want to just go woo.
Woo!
Oh my gosh, Pentecostal movement's just falling apart.
Kimberly says, can't wait to order one of the neck wraps. It was Kimberly's idea, actually. I think it was. Anyway, she's like, could you make one for the neck? And I was like, yeah. And then I never got around to it. I bought the fabric for this like 2 or 3 months ago. So it's finally happening.
A little bit busy.
I also am going to have on the website the camo eye pillows that we have. I bought a different fabric. I think you guys will like it better, but it's still cotton. So I'm going to be sewing those tomorrow too and finishing that up as we clean the house and get everything prepared. So no show tomorrow night. Please do not rewatch this, but there are several other episodes that we've done lately that are really awesome. You can catch up on.
We interviewed with Corey, and you're gonna love it.
So put Monday on your calendar, Monday night on the Outliers. Please, would love to have you come for the live premiere. I'm sure Corey would love it too.
He will love it. He loves live things.
He does love the live premieres, and he wants to come back live.
Church on Monday. It's got church on Wednesday. He's doing all kind of church things now.
Oh, I know, like Pastor Corey. So you guys are going to love it. We're going to be talking about a lot of his tech stuff that he's doing and the why. And so for those of you that are more prepper mindset,
bring all your preppy friends.
Yeah, bring all your prepper friends. Prepper friends. Okay.
Preppy.
I'm blown away.
Preppers.
Honestly, I had no idea that Corey was like a genius.
Here's the thing. You probably want to bring your preppers.
Oh, the ones that have the pocketbooks. Well, regardless, it's really comforting. It's good to know. It's good education, and it's good to know that people will have this stuff, and it's very comforting.
Is the website down yet? What's going on with that?
I don't know. I haven't heard from Shane yet. It's still up, so you can still make orders. Speaking of which, the website is going to go down at some point. If and when that happens, and you still want to place an order, just email me. And we'll just do a backdoor.
Still available.
The calendars are still available. If you guys want to get one. So I'm going to be straight up honest with you, and this is not on purpose. I have not taken down the coupon code. I always set an expiration date, and I haven't done it yet. So the promo code Love 2026 is still up there.
You can still use Love 2026.
So if you feel like you missed out, you didn't. I don't know when I'm going to get around to taking it down. I keep meaning to. There's so much going on.
Code.
I don't mean to leave it up there. I just haven't had time. It's just we've got a lot going. Speaking of which,
use it or lose it.
Our products are going up on the My Store. Which is super awesome. So
we had to get insurance,
and we did do that. Corey Gray, Deb, is a good friend of ours, and he used to be on a lot of our Revelation Red Pills, and he's amazing.
Did you just ask who Corey was?
Well, I don't think Deb watched any of those early episodes.
Well, Deb, Corey is a very good friend.
He's a righteous man of God. He's a pastor from Nicaragua, and
do you like the Revelation Red Pills? Deb, have you seen any of those? Because he is, he's got a book called Born Again as Kings. So he used to be on our roundtables every Wednesday for like a year.
Yeah, until SK blew up our friendship and we were able to restore that.
Well, it wasn't just SK.
Oh, that's true. But it was, though. Like the impetus of it really was that. No, it was. I really believe it was. And the demons behind him.
It was the devil.
That
was demonic. That was demonic. What it was demonic.
So we've been back with Corey for a year, not quite a year now, almost. Yeah,
you gotta watch the Revelation Red Pill because you can go into universalism and then you don't believe the demons are real, and you believe everybody's saved, and suddenly you're mad at your friends who still recognize that there's demons. That's not Corey. That's another friend.
Pray for them.
That got mad at us for like, you can't believe you people are still believing in demons. And I'm like, because it's in the Bible. Well, we got a new Bible.
We don't have a new Bible. That's not true. Even though our friend did want to write his own Bible.
Yeah.
Because he said that the Bible itself wasn't a right, adequate interpretation. Deb says, great. I went back and watched the first 10 or so and then the recent one. So Corey should be on the first 10 or so.
Yeah, he's in there.
Yeah. All right. We love you guys. God loves you. God bless. Remember, it's not just a conspiracy theory. If it's actually the truth, we'll see you next time right here from resistancechicks.com. Shop.resistancechicks.com. Promo code LOVE 2026 is still up there. I don't know what's going on. Sherry says, Corey is a discerning man. I am positive that he always loved you. He did, actually. And he did keep reaching out. So, Glenda says, night friends, I pray blessings over your sleep and you get much needed sleep. You too, Glenda. And I don't know how often we acknowledge that you guys are amazing for staying up with us this late. And it's not our fault. Trump didn't start till 9.
You see me yawn because according to my hormonal cycle, I will sleep through the night. And then, ladies, you understand. You're waking up. You're waking up. You're waking up. And then you sleep through the night.
Have you been doing any of my things?
I do all the things.
Has it improved your sleep any?
We just started like 3 days ago.
We're going to come back and we're going to talk to you guys about that. I thought maybe Corey Terry, as he's a prepper, but that's a BN guy, or at least it was. Not sure now. Yeah,
we haven't brought Corey Terry around yet.
Well, we didn't even try.
We were waiting for the Holy Ghost to do it.
I'm praying for him. Yeah, because it's a good time.
Corey
to pray
Terry
for him.
is a very good man.
He is a very good man. Corey Terry is the real deal.
Caught up in a cult.
Yeah, so just pray for him, 100%. All right, we'll see you guys on what's today, Tuesday. So we'll see you on Friday. That's when we're going to see you.
Friday.
And with a new computer system.
If you guys see this red spot on my face.
They all saw it.
Okay.
I mean, no one saw it, Leah. No one saw it till you pointed it out.
I'm letting you know. I'm going to do a show on it. If you get these kind of clear growths on your face and you think it might be that, the words we don't talk about.
You mean skin tone. Not clear, but like skin tone.
Skin tone.
Yeah. Not like red.
They're not warts. We're not going to say what we think they are. You can get rid of them with apple cider vinegar and a little piece of a cotton ball, and you tape it and you put it on overnight. And I do that ever so often. I haven't done it in a year or two, but they're really bothering me. And I have this one right here, and it was causing
look
this
how good that
muscle.
looks since I started telling you to put my little sticker on there.
I have this muscle that created this like Grand Canyon of a crack on my face. And so I got rid of most of it with, thank you guys. You didn't put anything in the chat. Like people in person mentioned it, but not on the show.
I kept the lighting really bright because watch this. So if I keep the lighting super bright, they don't see it.
Bring it down. Let's see.
Hang on. Let me change it up. Wait a minute. Nope, not that way. There, it starts to go away. Hang on.
Let's see it come. No, I'm not seeing it. It's gone now. Completely gone.
Almost. So that way we look like ghosts.
Bring it back. Now you kind of see it. Anyways, I've been doing this on and off. I stopped for a couple days and it was like not going anywhere. And then the past couple, like last night I woke up and then today it was like flat and like gone. I don't know if like the root of it is gone, so I'll probably do another round or two. Mm-hmm. But because I'm not getting my cotton ball as small, like right on the spot, the rest of my skin is getting a little irritated.
You should pull the end of a Q-tip off.
Yeah, I need to put a little bit more.
Bitsy, tiny, whiny.
If you put oil or lotion around there, then
why don't you use one of those plain unmedicated wart removing pads and just put like it in there and boom.
You could do that, but that might get a little like itchy and annoying.
Deb says I put ivermectin on my brown spots. What do you mean, like grind it up and put it into a paste?
Brown, mine aren't brown. Mine are skin tone and clear. So, but brown spots, I've had a couple of those. I could try that. It's the SC word that we don't mention. We don't use that word, do we?
SC?
Yeah.
C?
Skin cancer.
Oh, SC. I didn't know what
She
the
said,
S
well,
stood
you
for.
made me so I wasn't going to say the word.
Well, that's not a word. That's 2 words. So I
know.
I was like,
This SC.
but here's the deal. I think most of the time it's not that. I think a lot of times it's just like a growth. But all of the dermatologists, they just go in and freeze it anyway.
They
the
go
SCs
and
are usually brown.
No, they're not. So
Oh, well,
I've had
this.
Yeah, well, our friend Janet had one cut off. Same thing. And so did Skippy, and his was
No, I went to Skippy's dermatologist all the time, and almost always the ones that they did were brown. That's what I'm saying.
Well, some were skin.
Did you ever go with him?
No, but I know.
I did.
But I know
I went with
Janet's
him
was
like
because I
5
asked Janet
times.
about it. She's going, okay. So,
But they don't know whether it is or not.
well, the problem is if you go in, they like sometimes they freeze them off, but sometimes
That's
they
what
have to
they
go
always
in
did
and
for
like
Skippy.
cut
I
it
know.
out, and then the next thing you know, your face is cut open.
Well, so several times, you may not know this or remember
I don't
this.
want my face cut
I
open.
went with Grandma Marilyn and Skippy for facial surgery to have this done. I was their
person.
I did this.
Yeah.
So I'm very familiar with this.
So you get these spots, and the dermatologists are like, we gotta get rid of
She
them.
says she puts the horse rumor on her face.
So I haven't tried ivermectin paste.
So
I could try,
have
but
you
I don't know
tried
that
chlorine
would.
dioxide?
I do believe like that's just like harsh. I wouldn't. I don't know if I would
Yeah,
do
but
that.
vinegar.
I'd be
Can it
like,
be any more harsher than vinegar?
it doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt.
It's raw.
Yeah, but the first few days it wasn't. I put on L-Extra.
Kimberly says castor oil.
That didn't work for me.
Like as in smothering it out.
It didn't work. So for whatever this thing, castor oil doesn't touch it. There's a lot of. I tried a lot of things, but the apple cider vinegar it works. So why not keep doing it?
Well, and the cinnamon. This what you did up here was cinnamon, and that's really harsh.
And it didn't
will
work very
burn
well.
your
It didn't
face
work very
off.
well. Like, it worked a little bit, but the apple cider vinegar is what
That's
does
awesome.
it.
That's so
like-
cool.
If you have a growth, I highly recommend it.
Speaking of apple cider vinegar, I am almost a professional on blood sugars and glucose spikes and insulin now, and I'm learning a lot about it. And don't ask why. It's not because I have any issues, but you don't want your blood sugars to spike. And I have a lot of tips. And at some point, I'm going to do an episode. Maybe I'll bring Jewel on for this. But I do want to give you the tip. Drinking a small glass with a tablespoon of vinegar will help keep a day will help keep your blood sugars from spiking, but you don't want them to do.
Yeah.
So start off your day with
And eat a vegetable before anything else.
or veggies first. If you have a 3-course meal of like a veggie, a starch, and a meat, you want to eat it in this order: veggie, meat, starch, cookie. If you have a cookie. The lady even said we could have a
We
cookie.
don't, and I made chocolate cake for tomorrow, but we don't have anything else around here.
We're going to have to make some.
I don't have any flour. I use the rest of it. I have
Use
to
the
make some
rest of
tomorrow.
it?
Yeah, it's pretty bad when you don't have any sweets around your house. We haven't for days. We're just like
Because I'm trying to
we're
cut
living
back
in a
on
desert,
sugar
a
because
desert.
I don't want blood sugar spikes.
But I don't use sugar in the things that I make.
Well, any sugar is sugar, unfortunately, when it comes to your blood system.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So whether it's honey, no matter what kind of sugar
but God
it
said
is-
honey's good for you.
No, honey
so-
is good for you. And it's not that you have to cut it out. It's that you need to make sure that your starches and your sugars are the last thing that you eat, because the fiber in your veggies is going to line the wall of your gut so that when the rest of your food goes down, it does not, then the sugars go in. They have a 75% reduction of passing your stomach lining into your blood system, which causes your insulin to have to rush in and kill the glucose
It
that's in your
doesn't matter.
system.
You don't have to eat a big salad, but eat a salad.
No, little veggies first. A little bit of veggies before you eat anything at every meal.
I'm going to fall
If you can.
asleep.
I kept trying to sign off and you had lots of more you wanted to say.
I'm sorry.
How many times did I say goodnight? Good night,
I got
people.
this eye pillow on my neck. What? It's like,
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to see you guys on Friday. You know, you've had your health tips. We're not always consult your health practitioner physician.
watch this.
Okay. All right. Good night, guys. God bless.
You give me.